Yo, top of the morning, my people. Yes, yes, sir. It is Tuesday, August 19th, and I want to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ because with Him, all things is possible. Top of the top to all my kings and queens out there moving, to all my kids going back to school, to all the parents that's off vacation. Everybody, please arrive where they're going safe. Be aware of your surroundings, um, and just be blessed out there, man. Hope everybody's feeling thankful, appreciate it, blessed for seeing another day, and knowing with Him all things is possible. Yes, baby, we are at the 19th day of August already, man. This summer has blown by. Uh, it's almost over. It's crazy. Um, we're only a little ways from, 4 months from 2025 ending. Um, and I know nobody wants to think about that because we all enjoyed our summer, but it is what it is. But we're going to get into this talk. We're going to talk about a few things. So let's get into it. So, for my newcomers, my regulars, everyone, welcome to the No Duck Zone podcast. Let's go. You guys make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and tell a friend to make sure he tell a friend to tell that friend to tell a couple of other people that this is where it goes down. One of the best morning chop ups around, one of the most honest content creators around, one of the most non ducking dudes that you're going to see on this YouTube. Um, yeah, and I know that sounds kind of cocky. Yeah, I know for some of y'all that might sound kind of cocky, but that's not being cocky. That's just me being honest. Um, because we're missing this, with this social media, what we do, right? All of us feel like we're doing our job, and some of us are doing our job to our best ability. But then there's times you can sit around and you say something's missing. What is missing that we feel like is kind of interfering with what it is that we're doing? Now, some of y'all say nothing is interfering with what I'm doing because I'm not paying attention to what everybody else is doing. And sometimes people just being them is what's missing um, in the world. And it happens. It tends to happen because sometimes, like I always say, we want to fit in. Um, but being you is the key to success. Um, what I wanted to really talk about was kids. All the kids back in school, the ones that's going back to school. Once again, um, I know it's not easy being teenagers. It's not easy wanting to listen to your parents. It's not easy wanting to listen to people, period. But for you guys to make it, not just through school, but through life, you're going to have to listen to somebody. Now, that says a lot for a kid that wanted to be hard headed the majority of his life. Me, yeah. Once I had got a taste of freedom, um, it was over. It was over for me. Um, because that was just me. I was just a person who came up and just felt like he always wanted to do what he wanted to do when he wanted to do it. But for me to sit here at 42 years old, at 42, not 24, but at 42 to be able to sit here and only to be 5 months away, 5 months away from being 43, for me is a blessing. And it doesn't matter. Oh man, that's not old. Some of y'all forget once upon a time y'all used to be an age. So, to be 40 something in this day and age, 2025, it's a blessing. It's past the blessing. Because nobody's guaranteed to make it. Nobody's guaranteed. So when you have watched your friends um, being wiped off the earth, and you sit around, you're sitting around and you're looking at school pictures, or you're looking at pictures of when you were partying, or you just look at pictures and you look at everybody in the picture that you could point out that says it's not here anymore. And for the ones that are here, you're not cool with them like you used to be. So it becomes kind of like emotional when you just start looking at a few things. But when I look at, and Drew Titan, shout out to my brother Drew, who talked about the YNs the other day. And I made my comment on it, but for the ones who do want something in life, you guys, nobody can walk for you guys, nobody can talk for you guys. Um, a lot of y'all got to figure it out for yourselves. And granted, we all were kids at one time, and we had the older people talk to us about mistakes that they made when they were younger, and some of us followed the blueprint and some of us didn't. Some of us just wanted to go on our own, and then here it is, we older now. Some of us are now passing it down, or trying to pass it down to the youngest, but these youngest today are just set up different where they don't want to hear anything. And I get it. I'm 42, and there's a lot of things sometimes I don't want to hear. But if I know it can save me, I'm gonna, you know, try to go through with it. But I look at the world, and I don't just say the youngins. I look at the world. I go even some of these grown ass adults. Some of these grown adults who are like in their 40s, 50s, and 60s, or a bunch of old YNs. They are, and it's kind of sad and pathetic because we can't tell them anything if y'all are out here 50 something or 40 something still sagging and wearing do rags. So when I look at the world, the first thing I go is, when I look at social media, the first thing I go is, I put it all together and I go, what's missing? Omar Branch, shout out to my mentor, my best friend, man. Omar, love you, brother, and appreciate you coming out Saturday, man. I gotta actually get up with you today. I'm gonna call you. We're gonna talk about some things. So I start looking around in the world and I go, what's missing? Everybody that's coming in, please smash that like button. Respect that like button, honor that like button, please. I start looking in the world and I start trying to add stuff up. I look at social media. Every time I look at the news or something pops up on my phone about somebody dying and this happened, that happened. I look at social media. I look at the behavior. I look at a lot of things. I look at a lot of kids who didn't make it back to school this summer because they were murdered. Sometimes I think about that parent who's waking up and has to realize they have to go in their child room, and their child room is not a room anymore. They don't have nothing but memories. I look at people like YouTube, everybody that's crashing out and just doing anything to get attention. And then when they get caught in public, they got to explain their behavior. But your behavior is not acceptable to the person that you might have disrespected. I take a lot of this stuff and I look at it. I don't try to be anybody's doctor or anybody's therapist, but I just look at a lot of this and I go, you know, Where's the solution to all this? That's the word of the day, y'all, solution. We have to come up with a solution. Because as of right now in the world, we are losing bad. We're losing more kids than we're losing adults. On social media, we're losing ourselves. Oh man, McLean, you tripping. I know who I am. Do you? Because who you are in front of the camera is not who you are when you're off that camera. Kids, you know exactly who you are in school is not who you are at home. It's not the same. Young ladies, you know good and well that skirt that you wore to school is not the skirt that you left the house with. So, how do we find a solution for all this? What do we do? Or do we just sit there and say, you know what, McLean, you can talk about this every day, man. You can have all these morning choppers all you want. You think by talking about all this is going to make the problems go away? Nothing is going to go away because you're up here trying to preach or you're trying to save the world. Or maybe you're just up here having these morning chop ups because you're not interested in no boxing topics, or you don't want to talk it, or you don't know how to talk it. So this is how you get away from the boxing talks. No, 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 you super dummies. It's because we have a bigger fight going on in the world than boxing. How many times do I have to tell y'all that? How many times? We have a bigger fight going on. And it hurts me to see the behavior. It hurts me to look at something on Instagram or YouTube, and I'll just see our people out here just constantly acting a ass. Do y'all realize that a lot of times the way we get treated, the way we get approached, the way we get looked at, a lot of that falls maybe not on us individually, but our people who went out of their way to constantly make us look bad, constantly look bad. We go places and we get looked at. And not all of us is bad. Some of us serve a good purpose, but we got to get looked at because the things that have been going on with us in history. And I was telling somebody this the other day that it's messed up because there's some black people out there that actually serve a purpose, that don't want to rob anybody, they don't want to hurt nobody. They tired of making ends meet, so they're just trying to make it. There's some of us that want to get our families out the hood. We want to do better. We want to work for ourselves. We don't want to have to get up and struggle. There's some of us that actually want that, in case y'all don't know that. And then you got those that just choose to do nothing, to feel sorry for themselves, want somebody to feel sorry for them, but they want somebody to help them at the same time. When I look at some of our people on social media and when I'm watching them crash out, and I go, okay, we all have moments in life, but it is not that serious. It is not that serious to jump out the window with the disrespect. And most importantly, not just disrespecting anybody you coming at, but mostly disrespecting yourself. What is the solution to all this? Where are we going with it? How much longer do we think we can continue with this behavior? You know, we always quick to go around and say, you know, hey man, they don't want a black person to have nothing. They don't ever want us to have anything. We don't want anything for some of us. We show sometime in our behavior and what we do in our actions is that we don't want anything and we're comfortable right where we're at. I sat back and I watched a lot of the things that happened between the community and the police, right? Not just in New York, but in DC, a lot of different places, right? And I don't want nobody to kill me for this, right? Because I'm speaking my mind. And not just adults, but even though youngins. I've sat back and watched, right? And I go, I mean, not to say nobody should be able to stand in their own neighborhood and be able to, you should be able to stand in your own neighborhood. But I look at sometime and I go, why did this happen? Why did that happen? Because believe me, I've been jumped out on the police before. I've had them do that. I've had them do that. A lot of times they had to because I might have been drinking a beer or some alcohol. Of course, right? Cool. Some of you guys bring that drama to yourself. It can't always be a finger pointing of, oh man, they just want to keep some of you. Now, yes, you have some cops that do a little too much. I'm not going to lie. They do a little too much. But sometimes you guys do a little too much because you think that this is my block, this is my hood, and I can do whatever I want. Perfect example. They said no barbecuing on the sidewalk in New York City. Some of y'all still went out there to do whatever it is that you want. So when they come over and start flipping over your grills and throwing chairs and all this and picking up what belongs to you, now you guys are ready to go to war. What is the solution to all this? Because when I'm out there, I don't have to face any of those situations. You know why I don't face any of those situations? Because I don't put myself in any of those situations. Some of these youngins, they have more run-ins with the police than we had coming up. Because they think it's cool just to stand around in their block and smoke and do nothing else. Kids don't even play like that anymore. Now when you got 16, 17, it's too cool to go have fun and go play. Now at 16, 17, having fun is getting high and tearing shit up and hoping to catch your op walking down the block so y'all can beat the hell out of him because that's what y'all gonna do. You're gonna jump him. Then he comes back and gets his peoples, and then next thing you know, two mothers are mourning. The word of the day is solution. How do we do it? What is the solution? Or is there no solution? Huh? For some of y'all on social media that behave the way you do, and you the same people that I'm talking about that have to walk the streets, or hopefully not run into somebody that you might get them pissed off. I always tell you, if I piss y'all off, I'd rather piss you off speaking the truth. And that's cool because it's easy for me to walk outside with my head up and not with my head down, knowing I'm just out here violating people for no reason. What's the solution? Do we continue on with this behavior? What are we teaching the next generation? Because it has to stop. Our black people are starting to be extinct like damn dinosaurs. And it's been going on for years. You know, some of y'all still want to live in that white man. Oh man, it's the white man, it's this man, man. I was talking to another brother Sunday when I was at the show, and we said, you know what? All that is played out now. No matter how realistic it looks, we can only go so long with using that. Because I don't care what color you are, you can't stop me from doing a goddamn thing. If I want No Doug Zone to be a multi-million-dollar company, $1 million company, whatever I want it to be, there ain't no man for no color, no country, nowhere, no judge, no one can stop that. There's no man on earth breathing that can stop that. Whatever God has planned for me, and he tells me what I can do, and he opens doors for me, you think I'm going to let anybody close those doors? It goes for you kids. Y'all can be whatever. And there's still a small portion of y'all that want to do something. But a lot of y'all get caught up in running with your friends that's not doing anything. And I know peer pressure is a lot. I've dealt with peer pressure. I've dealt with it. It happens. Oh, man, come on. You don't do this. You soft, man. You ain't for the hood. Come on, man. Peer pressure is something that's always been around for years, before any of us thought about being born. Kids, you got to come up with a solution. It's something that you have to start separating yourself for something that you know that you can't benefit from. It's not going to be any good to you. That your mother has to get a phone call that you're incarcerated or you laid out there in that street with a sheet over your face. So what's the solution to all this? How many of you grown ass people, grown ass men are going to keep getting on YouTube and Instagram and talking about nothing and just making dumbass videos? What's up? I didn't even see you. Yeah. That part, 12. I mean, it's crazy. And like I just said a couple minutes ago, I've sat back this year and watched the run-ins with police in the community. Now, we sit here and we go, man, they always fucking with us, man. Sometimes it ain't always them fucking with y'all. Sometimes it's y'all fucking with yourselves. Think about that. You always can't point the finger at the police. Sometimes y'all fucking with yourselves. Sometimes y'all wake up every day, y'all don't do nothing with your life. All you do is hang out on your block from Monday to Friday, Saturday to Sunday. Y'all just smoke and drink 40s and drink alcohol all day. And I'm just, hey, where am I going? It's my block, it's my block, it's my block. No, it ain't your block. You don't own shit. It used to be cool to be young and say my block. You don't own anything. Yeah, they can't, 12. It's crazy. That's nasty work. Some people will see a sign that says restroom and still ask, where's the bathroom? Jesus Christ, what are we doing, man? Jesus Christ, what are we doing? Yeah, I know that sign says restroom, but I'm looking for the bathroom. Like, are you kidding me? And then we want to run around my block and my block and my block. And, you know, you got to be a gangster in the streets. You know, well, what the hell does that have to do with any of that? Yeah. That's when you get a chance, 12, follow my brother Ronnie Love. He's on Facebook and on Instagram, Harlem House of Champions. And if you're ever in Harlem, come to 135th. Between 7th and 8th. He's right on the block on 135th with the precinct, with the precincts at. Yeah, man. He does it every year. So Next year, he'll probably do it on the 16th of August, which will be a Sunday. I'm gonna talk to him about it. So, yeah, if you out, if you out in Harlem next year, come on through. I work the show. I help him every year. Well, that's his second year doing it. But whenever he does shows, I always help him with it. If you look at this picture right here, that's me at one of his shows back in April of this year. So yeah, I always go help my brother. Oh yeah, people who never saw boxing will definitely, and that's what he's doing, bringing some kind of life back to Harlem. Because right now Harlem is, I don't know, I don't want to say dried up. There's still some great things about Harlem, but then you got some people who's coming and just trying to change, and change is necessary. And that's another thing. Um, I use the word solution. Now, what's the solution? The solution is let's come and let's clean Harlem up. Let's put this and put that, and let's try to get some of these people up out of here, or let's try to create some. Let's try to put up all these buildings that's not affordable for them. Keep them up out of here, but realizing that you're not running them out the neighborhood, people are still going to be around. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. They it's you know 12. So if we don't pay attention to what they're doing, people will, what people do complain about what's going on, but nobody's doing nothing. And like you said, 12, if we don't get together, and nobody wants to get together, because when we get together, what do? We try to step on each other's toes. We want to complain about the youngins out here, but what are we really doing? What are we doing? Bunch of grown ass people on social media acting like a bunch of idiots. Some of you dummies is walking around screaming my block, when you don't own a damn thing. So being gangster and being cool and being a thug is the key to success. Explain to me how that worked. Oh, because of how I grew up. Okay, so what? There's a hood everywhere in America, not just New York City. What does that have to do with taking care of your community and bringing people together? I've been. Oh yeah, September 6th. Hey, I'm going to I'll be in the Bronx that day. There's a new gym, but it's not a new gym, but it's a new gym for the Bronx called Cops and Kids. I posted it up on my Instagram, and they're going to be having the grand opening slash block party. And I don't do block parties, but it's different because this block party is not an average block party. So whenever you see me at a block party, it'll be involving this boxing gym because I know all hell is not going to break loose. Now, you can never invite me to a regular block party in the hood. I'm not going to do it because Negroes don't know how to act. The block out, the block party looks like it's going to start out good, and then it's always that one idiot or those couple idiots that. And that's another thing. It's sad that you think that when black people do something, other black people, oh, okay. You think when you see black people doing something, other black people will want to come and join and have fun. It's like the devil don't want to see you having fun, so they come and they gotta come and just be ignorant. Ignorant. And it hurts me to say that sometimes I can't stand my own damn kind. It hurts me to say that. It hurts me to say that because I'm not ashamed of what I am. I'm proud to be a black man at 42 years old, still alive, still healthy, still got my vision. Might have a little pain in my body sometime, but it's okay. I need to get my ass back in the gym. It's my fault. But it pains me and upsets my stomach sometimes to be around my own kind sometimes. I'm not gonna sit up here and sugarcoat it. I'm not gonna sit up here and I hate it. You know what? Let me take that back. I'm not gonna say my kind because ignorant people are not my kind. But I hate, and hate is a strong word. I hate being around y'all. I don't like looking at y'all. I don't like having conversations with y'all. I don't like partying with y'all sometimes. Well, where did you grow up at, McLean? Where I grew up at ain't got nothing to do with it. After a while, you get sick of it. You get sick of walking in somewhere and you being judged, not just because of the color of your skin, because of the history and things we have gotten to. And then believe me, there's a lot of us that's out here doing great things for the community. Shout out to Mama Tiff, my man Ronnie Love's mother from Harlem House of Champions, who have got nominated for a lot of stuff, who got awards for a lot of stuff. Shout outs to her. And shout outs to everybody that's out there pulling their weight, doing what they supposed to do. We have people out here really trying to show these other races, or show these other, not races, but we are racist, show these other people, G5, gay, my Dallas brother, trying to show them that all black people are not alike. And while we have people out there trying to do that, we got you ignorant motherfuckers. Yes, she is. She's definitely a real one. Um, you got you ignorant motherfuckers who's out there. And I don't understand why today in the world we live in, the negative takes over the positive, and it's fucked up. You know, it's supposed to be the love overpowers the hate. But no matter how good we do, it seems to be overlooked. And then every time when you look at the news, if you don't have one of these young kids on there dying or committing a crime, it's showing us where it looks like we're being harassed by the police, but not really, when you know you ain't supposed to be doing something. And all it does is cause more conflicts than what it is. So the question of the day, the word of the day is solution. What's the solution? Because we all been trying to come together and work together. I love it. When you see me with Harlem House of Champions, I love it, man. We come together. You got a bunch of black people coming together, making something happen. When you see me with Cops and Kids, that's family. It's bigger than being a boxing gym. It's family. Yes, I said Cops and Kids. You have a couple guys who are former police officers and one that are current police officers coming together to make something happen. A free program for kids to come and box, which we need more of those. Not just because it's free, it's because they grant you scholarships and all that. There's a lot of us that we're in positions where we can do stuff, but we choose not to do it. And for the ones who choose not to do nothing, know that they can, or the ones that don't have a right to make a comment and don't have a right to complain about anything if you're not trying to be a part of the solution. The word of the day is solution. I'm tired of looking at the goddamn news and seeing that there was a child murdered. I don't care if they were 14 or if they were 18, a child was murdered. What is the solution to all this dumb shit? There was a kid about 2-3 months ago in the Bronx who was killed because he told another kid to stop spraying him with a water gun. The kid turns around, pulls out a real gun, and shoot him. What kind of fucking world are we living in? Hey, 12, I ain't gonna hold you. Um, I don't know. I might have to get in on that, 12. We might have to have a conversation about that. I got to see what that's about. We had a 14-year-old girl who a fight broke out. And I guess she was standing around to see what was going on, and bullets fly, and she gets hit in her head. Yes, it's very important. So how do we do it? So when I look at Cops and Kids, and I look at Harlem House of Champions, I look at certain people and I go, they got the solution already. Before all you other ones who just sit back and you're not worried about nothing, long as I got a roof over my head, and as long as I can smoke all the weed I want, and as long as I can do this and do that, I'm not worried about, I have no time to worry about nobody else. See, nobody worries about anything until the worry comes and knocks at their door. I'm not worried about my child getting into nothing until you get that phone call that either your child is on their way to jail or they out there in that street with a sheet over their face. Oh, I'm not worried about getting shot until you're actually the person who gets shot. So when I look at all this, and I even look at what I do as No Duck Zone, that is bigger than boxing. No Duck Zone is something that is looking to maybe change people's lives one day. But I'm starting to do that now. Let me not say one day. I'm starting now. So when people look at my platform and they look at it, it just, I always let them know it's deeper than what you think it is. Oh, that's just the guy who be doing interviews with the boxers. It's deeper than that. It's way deeper than that. Because I don't know about y'all, but I'm sick and tired of the same shit when it comes to people who look like us. I am fucking tired of it, and it is annoying. So forgive me when I say I don't want to be next to Negroes. Okay, I'm gonna try it out. I can't guarantee you when I'll try it out because I have to get back to work myself, and I'm trying to work morning shifts. But I'm gonna try to see what I can do. 12. I'm gonna try to see. Ain't no guarantee because I'm behind on schedule right now with my life. I have trying to make sure my wife is good, and I got to get No Duck Zone up and running. Um, because No Duck Zone's for the people. Do y'all understand what that name means? See, y'all take the No Duck Zone name and just use it for boxing. It's for life. Don't duck anything that you could benefit from. I don't need you to look at it and go, well, that's just a boxing name. It's a way of life. What you should be ducking is stuff that you can't benefit from. Stuff that's not going to do you no good. You should be ducking drugs. You should be ducking harming elderly people in the streets. You should be ducking gang violence. You should be ducking all that because it does nothing for you but put you in two places, either in the grave or in prison. But if it's something that you could benefit from and you can help somebody else with it, then you don't duck it. You go straight to it. Each one teach one. But I'm not going to lie to you. For you other ones that look like us, that just want to continue to live your life the way you live, stay the hell away from me because I don't like y'all. So excuse me when you hear me say ghetto trash. But you from the ghetto too. I know where I'm from. And I don't have to walk around with my pants off my ass, and I ain't got to talk all street just to let you know where I'm from. I don't have to do all that. I know where I come from. I know where I come from. I don't have to, yo, my nigga, I ain't got to do all that, bruh. Sometimes you got to take that ghetto credit card, that ghetto passport, that ghetto mentality. Sometimes you got to take that shit, put it in your back pocket. You got to know when to take it out and when not to take it out. Yeah, if somebody get out of line with you and if there's no turning back, then yeah, sometimes you got to get a little crazy to let people know, yeah, I come from that world too, my man. Don't get it twisted. But to walk around 24/7, where's that going to get you? And then you got the nerve to talk about how these young kids act. If you ain't following that blueprint, how the hell you expect them to? What world you come from? When we on social media and we're crashing out and we can't have a rational conversation. I was watching a video with Joe Budden's, Joel Ortiz, and my other man, Slaughterhouse, right? The Slaughter group they used to have. And, you know, I don't know if any of y'all knew when you watched that video, that was a conversation that they should have never had on live because it went nowhere and then they got disrespectful towards the end. Because one man either didn't want to hear what the other man was saying or felt some kind of way, and he invited that man to his Frank stand. You having a conversation with somebody, everything is not necessarily have to be on live. Everything is not to be on live. That was a conversation that they should have had off camera. Now, if he told him that off camera and that was in the video chat, fine. Why do we feel like when we have these conversations, we got to have these conversations in front of the world? We're not talking about youngins doing this too. We talking about you grown ass people who your kids are about to have kids. So-called men moving like boys. And the first thing we do is we walk around, man, the white man don't want us to have anything. You don't want to have anything. Because anything you want in life that you work for, can't no man from no color stop you. Are you kidding me? The only person that can stop you is you. What God has planned for you, can no man come in between that. If No Doug Zone didn't work out today, you think it's because of a white man stopped it, or an Asian man, or a Korean man, or a Dominican man, or a Jamaican man? You out your fucking mind. No man can stop that. All right, granted, we go, the fathers is not in the house anymore like they used to be, and da-da-da. Okay, cool. We can't be these kids' fathers, but we got to come up with some type of solution. Because a lot of them are not even making it. Could have been avoided. It could have been. It could have been. It could have been, G5. It could have been. And that's a conversation. And I looked at the video before with them, but I think not yesterday. I think it was yesterday or the day before. I finally sit back and I watched that video, and I watched it from the beginning to the end. And Joe Budden didn't make it no better when he invited that man to the Frank stand. And it didn't make it no better that Joel Ortiz set it back. But I understand he was in the moment, because you're thinking we're better than that. Me and you could agree to or disagree, or we want. We could say whatever. But once it gets to that part, there's no coming back from that. Yeah. There's no coming back from that, Five. And we've been on channels where we have seen people crash out just like that on the live. Just like that. You tell me, where does that get you? We could be the most powerful people on earth if we just use our goddamn heads. Only time you idiots want to come together when it's time to riot, When it's time to riot, that's when you idiots want to come together. And even when rioting, that shit goes wrong. Because y'all start doing stuff that ain't got nothing to do with why we rioting or why we protesting. It go from protesting to rioting, and then you're breaking into stores that's in the damn community. We come together for the wrong shit that we can't benefit from. That eventually is going to lead you to jail, or you're going to end up dead. Ask me why you don't see me and my wife in situations where we got to pick our stuff up and run, or you will never see us on the YouTube video where that looks like Clarence and Tiffany, and because the police that came and swept up the block, and because you out there cooking out at a certain time and you ain't supposed to, because me and my wife ain't got time for that ratchet ghetto ass bullshit. We don't have time for it. We're too grown. I got a George Foreman grill. I can grill in my house all damn day. All I got to do is put the window up. I don't care nothing about going to no parks where it's 30, where there's 30 or 40 people at a cookout, or it's 1,000 people. That's why every barbecue I've had for the third year for No Doug Zone has went right. Yeah, everybody that's supposed to came might have not popped up, but this is the reason why it went right. You know why it went right? Because I wasn't going to just to invite anybody there. I invite the people I know that I trust that's going to act the way they're supposed to. I'm at the heads of the New York chapter, you know, Nick Cannon. Yeah. I heard about that. Yeah. If I tell y'all to come to New York to my barbecue, for my annual barbecue, let me tell you something. You're walking into paradise. Because I'm not the guy who just throws the flyer up on social media and go, everybody's invited to the No Doug Zone annual barbecue. Everybody come out. Now, what the hell do I look like? So when I send you an invite, and if you don't get an invite, you can't come. I protect my space. I protect my peace. And if I invite you, I care about if you have fun. So I'm protecting your space and I'm protecting your peace. Because one thing me and my wife is not having, we're not having no nonsense. We're not having that crap. That's why for the last 3 years, my barbecue has went smooth, because I don't want none of that ghetto, trashy ass shit going on at my event. It's not happening. So now you look at me and go, Clarence, what the hell is this, man? I can never come back to this. What kind of people did you invite? It's important to protect your space and your peace. And if I invite you, it's because I love you and I care about you. And it's my job to protect your space and your peace too. Because every year I want you to come back. Even if it's not for a barbecue. When you come around me, just know that I could go hang around him, because he don't hang around all that crazy shit. No, sir. I spent too many years of my life being around that. When you get to a certain age, that shit gets tiring and played out. So what's the solution? How do we keep these kids from continuing dying on the street? What do we do? What do we do? What is it going to take for some of you grown ass people that got kids in your own, that's about to have kids of their own? What is it going to take for y'all to wake up when y'all should have been woke up? When you're in your 40s, 50s, and 60s, but then you want to keep criticizing these young kids. Well, I can do this because, I'm 65 years old. What the fuck does that got to do with your behavior? Yeah, you 65 years old, still trying to talk to a girl that's 30. Well, we got to do more than talk, John. We got to do more than talk. Talking doesn't get me. We got to do more than talking. Because we can talk. People talked to us when we was young. And I mean, like I said earlier, if you're still here, everybody that's still here, John, G5, 12, everybody, all of us, we might be different ages, but I'm going to tell you why we still here. Not because we got lucky, not because we just kept ourselves alive. It's because God had a plan for us. So if we're still here and we're still breathing, yeah, we did things the right way, but we also did things as kids that could have got us in trouble. A lot of times it did, but it's because God got a plan. When God keeps you here for this long, I don't care if you're in your 40s, 50s, or 60s. It's because God has a plan for you. Allah, Buddha, whoever you it is that you believe in. Everybody has a different God that they believe in, right? Even though it's one. Cool, whatever. You have a right to believe in what you believe in. But if we're still here, it's because he has a plan for us. We watch our friends at young ages lose their lives. Not like these kids today, but we watched them. I had some friends that made it to 18. Some didn't. Some got to 25 and they were out of here. You got to figure out what it is, D Free. So what is the solution? A lot of y'all got grandbabies. What do we do? Because let me tell you something. It's scary out here. It's scary hours out here right now. I was looking at AD Free. I was just looking at the video they did in DC. Now, is it true, Free, that in DC they got a curfew? I heard one of the comedians mention it, and then I looked at a video where they ran up in the projects in DC. I said, oh shit, in DC, they not playing. I thought New York was on some type of ish. I said, oh, DC, they wilding out there. But it's for a good purpose. But you're gonna have people that think that, oh, these are my projects and we can do this. Listen, if you're hanging out all night, I don't care where you live at, you're gonna expect for the police to run up on you. If it's 20 of you guys outside, hell, it could be 5 of y'all. If you're just standing around in one circle and you look like you might be up to no good, what can you expect to happen? What can you expect to happen? Well, we should be able to stand outside. Yeah, you should be able to, but eventually, what do you think is going to happen? There's no such thing as my block. Y'all don't have no block. You just live there. You don't own anything. Why do you think there's been neighborhoods that's been torn down or projects that have been torn down? If that was your block and you owned it, the projects wouldn't get turned down. They wouldn't tear them down. You don't own anything. Nothing, bruh. Y'all don't even own your kids. That's why the system can do whatever the hell they want. You know how you can avoid the system? By not getting them in your business, period. If you are hanging out in DC, the police can stop you at any time and question you. That's the law now. You see what I mean? See what I mean, Free? So what do y'all do? Yo, the police is fucking with us. We can't go no dog. If it's some of you dudes, I'm starting to question some of y'all manhood, because a lot of you dudes, right? Out of all the women in the world, I don't care if it's your baby mama, your side chick, your thot, whatever you want to call her, a lot of you dudes spend all day, every day, 7 days a week up under each other, doing nothing but the same damn thing. Y'all don't think for one time, hey, yo, let me go holler at Stephanie, man. I think I can get some from her. Let me see if I can go beat that up. And if I can't, yo, I might go to her friend. Y'all dudes just stay up under each other, knowing that the same thing that happened today gonna happen tomorrow. Yeah, the police gonna mess with us today. We gonna be right back out here tomorrow. We ain't going nowhere. Y'all cats sound stupid. Y'all sound stupid. It ain't like the police is just out here messing with random people. Yeah, you got some that might go a little too far with what they do, but a lot of y'all are giving them a reason. If that's the case, I should be harassed every damn day. You know why I'm not? Because I don't sit up on none of that bullshit. Right where I live at, I don't go sit outside. I might stand for a couple of minutes to talk to people, but I don't do it. I don't do it. Me and my wife go out at a certain time. We come home at a certain time. All that hanging on the block and drink. Listen, if I want to drink, I go upstairs to my house. Because one thing I don't like to be is harassed by them. A lot of times I don't want them saying anything to me. Because sometimes they go a little too, but whatever, they still have jobs to do. So how do I avoid all that? I avoid it by not being around it. And just some of y'all take it too far. Y'all ready to get into a physical altercation with them as if you won't get shot. I have never been. Yeah, but Free, they crazy. Free, I be looking at some of them Free and I go, yo, all y'all do is sit up under your homeboys all day. Argue about sports and rap and who got the best weed and like some of y'all dudes are weird. And don't try to convince me that yo, this is my homeboy. We've been friends for 20 years. I don't give a shit. None of y'all don't never take a break from being under your homeboys. Well, I could get a woman anytime. Man, we ain't talking about that, bro. What up, Crush? We ain't talking about that. You dudes are pathetic, and I'm starting to question y'all as men. What makes you think it's cool to sit up under your homeboy 24? Listen, they always say this. If you're the smartest one out your whole crew, that's a problem. Yeah. Free, you done well for yourself, and you're still doing well for yourself. You have a beautiful family, kids, beautiful grandchildren. There's a lot of people who went to school with you that can't say that. They either is not here or they strung out. Yeah, 12. Yeah, yeah. From Monday to Friday, you sitting up under your homeboys. What's wrong with you dudes? What is wrong with y'all dudes? Are all the women that's in your city? It don't have to be a woman in your neighborhood, but all the women in your city, you telling me you choose to sit up under each other from Monday to Friday. This is my homeboy. Me and him bust guns together. We done jump people together. We done stab people together. We done got suspended together. We got our ass whipped at the same time by our parents. Okay, y'all did everything except for go out on a date and get a room. Y'all done did everything except for go out on a date and get a room. That shit crazy, man. I ain't never. I used to hang out with my homeboys all the time. But when it was time for me to sneak away and go get me some cutty, I was going to get me some cutty, man. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Wasn't going to be no sitting up under you 24/7. And even when I went to go get some cutty, sometimes I didn't bring my friends with me. Yeah, if it was if it was something extra on the side, all right, y'all, I got y'all. Other than that, I wasn't sitting up under my homeboys every day. Y'all dudes today are weirdos. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And that's how I like to keep it. That's how I like to keep it. I don't need police knowing who I am. I don't need my next door neighbor knowing who I am. I don't need nobody knowing who I am. I got a friend who just moved to Staten Island. Well, he didn't just move to Staten Island. I think he's been there probably, damn, maybe a year or two. All he does is come and go. All he does is come and go. That's all he does. He don't go around shaking hands with the people in the community. He goes to the store, he goes shopping, he brings his ass back home. And that's how you got to be. You save a lot of trouble when you don't put yourself in certain positions. I think some of our people just think that because of where they grew up or how they grew up, they think they can just do whatever the hell they want. You don't own anything. I got you right now, Free. You don't own anything. You don't own a damn thing, but instead you think you got the right to be able to do what you want. You can't. You can't. It just don't work that way. And this is the reason why the kids are the way they are. And then the first thing y'all say is, these youngins is out here wilding. You out here wilding. You talking about they out here wilding. Y'all out here wilding. Kidding me? Is you shitting me or is you kidding me? Oh, John, that's cool. Hey, John, where you based out of? If you don't mind me asking. That's cool. I like that. That's cool. That's real cool. I like that. I like that. What the hell? Free. Oh, something happened. Free, come back up. So, oh, okay, okay, John. That's cool. I want to get out there one day for some amateur shows. Y'all be having a little boxing out there. I gotta get out there. It's gonna take me some time though. My brother Free, what's up, Free? Oh my God.
What's good? What's good?
Ah man, ain't nothing, man. Ain't seen you in a minute, man. How's the family?
Man, we good. We're up at the courthouse right now.
Oh boy, who you waiting to come out? Who you waiting to come out to a lockup now?
Now my wife and my daughter, they had to file a restraining order on my daughter's baby father. They got into a little domestic violence the weekend right before the weekend we was supposed to come out there.
Yeah,
Um because she went to go drop her daughter off with her baby father, and they got into an argument, and it was some pushing and shoving, and they end up both getting arrested. And so I had to come get her out of jail, and then we had to file a restraining order on him. But I
oh
mean,
man, damn.
it ain't nothing that nobody got to be worried about. They just don't want him coming around no more.
Hey, fellas, this is another thing, fellas. I understand we get in our feelings. I understand we get emotional, or whatever. As men, we feel like we got to respond to everything. That's another thing, man. If it ever get to a point that you feel like you got to choke her, slap her, beat her, push her, man, get your ass out the house. I'm telling you from experience, get your ass out and leave, man. You understand? Because I'm telling you, it don't matter what you tell that judge. Shit, your ass is you gonna be in a situation you don't want to be in. So we
Yeah,
gotta we gotta learn because you hear that in the back. That's what's gonna be
yeah,
coming for your ass. Don't do it.
yeah. With a lot of these young dudes nowadays, they gotta know how to control their emotion. They gotta know when to shut up. And I know people don't like to be quiet all the time, and they think they know
No.
something. But at some point, sometime, you gotta learn to be quiet. Just go with the flow and be quiet. Because especially out here in DC, when you buck back at these police officers, they looking for a reason to lock you up. They ain't got nothing else to do. They got more police on the force just to lock people up. It's not because um they wanna employ more people. It's because they need officers to get some of these people off the street. There's too many people
Yeah.
on the street out of control, so they need to lock these people up. And you gotta understand how to be quiet at certain times, even though you might be right and the police officer is wrong. At some point, if you ain't got no warrants for your arrest or nothing like that, be quiet. Just give them your ID and just let the thing go. Because the worst case scenario is you're gonna end up in jail. They always got the law on their side. You ain't got nothing on your side. It's your word versus their word. Their word is always going to be the last say so in every situation. And people got to understand that and realize that unless you practice law or you got a nice lawyer, sometimes you got to be quiet. You got to be quiet. And I
Yeah.
mean, and that goes for anywhere. It ain't just in DC. It's everywhere. I
It's
remember one
everywhere.
time I was in Philly, and I was visiting my man out in Philly. I was with my ex-wife at the time, and we went out there to visit my man or whatever, and I drove out there, and we was going to the local bar or whatever, and we was leaving the bar. I wasn't tipsy or anything like that, but I was doing a little bit of speeding, and I ran a red light, and I knew I ran a red light, and the police got behind me. I was like, shit, and I pulled over. So when the police pulled up beside me, I mean they walked up beside me, and they were like, why we pulled you over? I said, yeah, I ran the red light. I saw when I did it. I'm from out of town. I'm not used to this area, and I was trying to get to a destination, and I didn't pay attention to the light until the last minute. And he was like, can I get your license and registration? My man in the back seat, he's going back and forth. Man, you ain't gotta be pulling us over. I'm like, hey, calm down. Let me handle this. You just stay back there and be quiet. Let me handle this.
Yeah,
And so I gave the man my license and registration. He said I'll be right back. And the man walked back up to the window. He was like, "Hey, just slow it down next time and pay attention. I'm gonna let you go with a warning. You good? I see you not from this state. You from Maryland. Go ahead and have a good night and just slow it down and pay attention to the traffic lights." I was like, "All right, no problem. I appreciate it." And he walked up. I was like, "See, sometimes you just got to be quiet and go with the flow, dog. Everybody ain't trying to get you a ticket or lock you up. You just gotta be quiet sometimes.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah, yeah,
sometimes
yeah.
you just gotta go with the flow. They not trying to lock up everybody. They trying to get the hoodlums off the streets. Those are the ones that they
Yes,
looking for. If they know you're an upstanding citizen and then you doing the right thing, most of the time they gonna let you go. They'll give you a warning or whatever. I done been stopped by many police officers, never had to show my badge, and I've been let off with a warning. Then
yeah,
never actually. I had to show my badge one time out of all of the times I've been stopped by the police. I showed my badge one time. All the other time, I just give my license and registration, and they let me go with a warning.
yeah, yeah. Like you said, and I hate to refer to this, but some of the garbage needs to be picked up off the streets. I,
What's
I
going
hate
on,
to
Jeff
say
Spot?
that. Some of the garbage needs to be picked up off the streets because I looked at that video when they was in the projects in DC. She said, "What badge?" Um, oh, my man's in the law, man. 12, he's in the law.
Yeah, I'm a former law enforcement.
He's a
I
former law.
right now I'm a vice president of a security company. But I was in the law enforcement for 15 years.
Yeah, but yeah, some of the garbage needs to be picked up off the streets, man. And like I said, I saw that video when they was going through DC projects, and I don't know what projects it was in DC, but they was in the project, and I said, "Damn." And when they hopped out, I was like, "Oh man, this is about to go. This is about to go left." Because there's always one dude, and you know what, free too. You know what's so crazy? They got so comfortable with pulling out cameras now, and I'm like, okay, what is pulling the camera out supposed to do? What is that supposed to do? Also, they trying to lock up drill rappers. Oh yeah, well I don't even. You know what? I don't. I'm gonna be honest with you, Jeff Spark. I don't even care about them dudes. That drill music stuff gets on my goddamn nerve, and they don't get no play in my house. You know what? They deserve to lock them up, not because they're young rappers, but if you just listen to themselves, they're incriminating themselves in their music. So whatever they do with them, I could care less. Some of them need to
Yeah,
go.
that I like. It's like nowadays everybody wants to brag and showboat, but they be bragging about the wrong stuff. I'm
The
like,
wrong shit.
dog, you taking the lawyers out of business because now they ain't even got to do their job. Y'all giving out all the evidence in your songs and in your videos.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
on social media, you giving out all the evidence. The lawyer's like, man, or the prosecutor's like, I ain't got to do nothing. You can have the best defense lawyer all you want to. All the evidence right there on your social media. I ain't
And
got to
look,
do nothing.
and they done got so comfortable with playing their music in court.
Yeah, I'm like, dog. See, I'm from the old school where you stay under the radar. You don't want nobody knowing who you are. That's why I said I was in New
Yeah,
York for 6 years. The entire 6 years I was in New York. I was living in Mount Kisco, and if you know
yeah,
about Mount Kisco, you know Mount Kisco is a small town. Everybody in Mount Kisco knows everybody. The police know everybody in the neighborhood. Everybody knows everybody. Is like it's every. You go to the bar, you're gonna walk into everybody in the bar gonna know who you are. You're gonna know who they are. I lived in Mount Kisco for 6 years. I hustled in Mount Kisco. I was one of the big hustlers in Mount Kisco. And I could say that because the amount of money I was making a day living in Mount Kisco hustling. I was making more money a day than I was making a month at my job, and I was a store manager for Starbucks. So I hustled in Mount Kisco. Not one time did the police knew who I was. I done heard people ask me, they were like, "Hey, the police was asking who you are." I like, "You did you tell them who I was?" They were like, "Nah." I told them I ain't know who you was. Yeah, don't tell them who I am. Like they would see me walk down the street, they'll look at me and be like, "I ain't never seen him before," and they'll keep on moving. It just
If
you got
if I'm gonna
sometimes
be,
you got to stay
you
quiet.
know what? If I'm gonna be known, you know, I'll be. I mean, if you on YouTube or social media, and you know, me and you and everybody else, we known for what we do on here. But far as somebody just like trying to get in your personal life, no man, man, listen, I'm not with none of that. Just I mind my business to my best ability, and that's something I always stress to Tiff. I tell her all the time, yo, if that shit don't concern you, mind your fucking business, man. You understand what I'm saying? Because sometimes you think you're helping with something, and you're not. You're making the problem worse than what it is. Just mind your business. But
Yeah, I
you
mean,
know, and a lot of these, and it ain't just these youngins. I look at a lot of these grown people, me and your age and older, and I go the behavior of y'all. If you look at a lot of these videos where the police are coming into these neighborhoods and fucking the shit up, it ain't just kids. Like here in New York, right? They don't want you grilling on the sidewalk. Before you used to be able to grill on the sidewalk with no problem. Now they coming in, they'll take your shit, and you know what I mean, and they'll get it up out of here. Now you got these grown people, yo, they wilding, da 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 da. They ain't wilding. You know you ain't supposed to be doing this shit.
yeah, I mean
There's
that's the same
signs.
thing. Like
There's
I see these people all day long.
There's free. There were signs that they put up that said no barbecuing on the sidewalk. Remember, I said the warning signs. Y'all always walking past the signs. You see the shit. Oh, we just gonna grill anyway. It's our block. It's not your block. That's just somewhere you live. You don't own that
The,
shit.
you know what's funny that I see these young dudes do all the time. They'll stand in front of a store all day long and get harassed by the police all day long. And they were like, "Man, these police keep harassing us, this, and that." I'm like, "Dog, will y'all turn around and look?" They were like, "What you talking about?" I'm like, "Turn around and look." They turn around and look. They were like, "Yeah, well, see, we standing in front of the store." I'm like, "Nah, do you see what's on the goddamn store? There's a sign that says no loitering. You're standing right in front of a sign that says no loitering, and you wondering why
So
the police is harassing you."
you know what, 12? They know you have they people know they have to have a permit. People just don't give a shit. People know they gotta have a permit for that, but people just feel like it's our
What's going
block.
on,
We
Tay
grew
Tay?
up here. Tay Tay, what's up? We grew up here. We can do whatever we want. That's what's wrong with
Like,
people.
y'all
People think
niggas,
that they can do whatever they want, right? So as a parent or as a grandparent, when you doing that, how could you correct your child about doing it or your grandchild about doing it? Because they gonna follow. And kids already have a mind of their own. So when they see you doing some shit, if they see you talking to the police crazy, what you think they gonna do?
I sit here and look at these people all day, and they wonder why the police stop them. I'm like, y'all don't even know what the law is. They like,
Hey,
"What you
that's
talking
funny.
about?" I'm like,
We
y'all
gotta
sitting here
win a
walking
meeting.
around, smoking weed, driving through, smoking weed, car smell like weed all day long, and you wondering why the police are stopping you. Y'all giving them every reason to stop you. The law says you can have marijuana, but you have to smoke it in the privacy of
Listen,
your
man.
own home. Not on the street, not in your car, in the privacy of your own home. That's where you're supposed to smoke it at. Y'all don't even know what the law is. Y'all just know, oh, it's legal to have weed now.
And that's
Yes,
all.
it is.
That's all they care
But
about.
you
That's all they
want,
care about. That's all they care about.
yeah,
Free. They don't care about you know what I'm saying? All I know is that I can smoke it and y'all can't do shit about it. Okay, well, all right, we'll go ahead and think like that.
You think that they can't do nothing about it, but you, like I said, you don't know what the law is. If you read the law, you'll understand. It tells you, yes, you can walk around with up to 2 ounces of marijuana and you cannot be locked up for it as long as you're not doing anything illegal with it. And the things that's illegal is selling it or smoking it on the street. You can't sell it and you can't smoke it on
No,
the street.
no.
You can
And
give
another thing,
marijuana to whoever you want to. You just
and
can't sell
another
it.
yeah, and another thing is, yeah, I help. Wait a minute, hold on. I'll try to get everybody up. Let me see. What did event? Yeah, she said, and none of the youth had state. Yeah, yeah. You know, it's sad. 12. It's sad. 12. It's sad. And like I said, we point the fingers at the youngins. But then look at the parents. I look at a lot of them, and they're fucking sad and pathetic.
And you know
It's
what? The,
pathetic.
the bad thing about it, the bad thing about it is if they're under 18, they don't they don't necessarily need a state ID unless they have an actual job or they drive. If they don't have an actual job and they drive, they don't necessarily need a state ID, but
But,
all of them have an ID. If they're from the age of 14 to
well,
18 years old, all of them have an
well, you know,
ID.
these schools give you IDs out here. That's the crazy shit.
Exactly, and that's what I was about to say. Their ID is their school ID. As long as they have their school ID on them, they're straight.
Because
That's all they got to do is walk
when I
around with
was
their
in high
school ID.
school, when I was in high school in '98, that was probably the first ID I've ever had. Because you had to have a school ID because you had all kinds of people walking into the school that don't go there. So it was like you had to have that to get in, and they still got that today. So a lot of these kids just don't. You know, a lot of these kids are have ID on them, but then sit there and think because they think they know the law. I ain't got to show you ID, or I don't have ID because I've seen the kid do it. Had the school ID and tell the cop I ain't got to show you nothing. I know my rights. I said, "Oh, shorty, you wilding, man. You wilding. You wilding right now, man.
Yeah, yeah.
You wilding right now.
That that's
Look. He know his rights, but he barely can spell his damn last name. But he know his rights.
yeah. I mean that. I mean, like I said, police. I mean, even if you in college, your college ID, like right now,
Yeah,
you can use your college ID to get a job because that's
yeah.
what we take. When I do the when I do their I-9 forms, I gotta go through verify their ID, their social security card, or their birth certificate or their passport. Their ID, the one of the two IDs they can use. I mean, well, one of the multiple IDs they can use. They can either use a Visa ID, they can use a state ID, they can use a school ID or military ID. So if they in college, I got a couple of guys right now that's in college that work for my security company, and their ID is their school ID. Their school ID is their ID. It has a number on there and it has an expiration date on it. That's a valid ID that they can use. And that's the same thing that the police would use if they was to stop them on the streets and say, hey, you got any identification? You pull out your school ID, they can't say, no, this is not an identification. This is a legal ID that you got from your school.
Yeah, exactly. But a lot of these people out here think they know the law, and not saying none of them don't. But the majority of them that claim they do don't know shit. They don't know shit.
Yeah.
They don't.
I
And I'm
mean,
not, and
and
not
I
just the
tell people
kid,
all the
even
time.
these adults. Our teens are not working in the summer, but they parents. Oh yeah, well, you know,
I tell I tell people all the time, know your state laws and know your rights because every state have different laws, but the rights remain the same in any state you go to. So you know what your rights are, but learn what the state laws are. So when
you know
you
what,
out
Free?
in the streets,
I got a better
you
one
have
for you,
something to
Free.
back up what you're saying.
I got a better one for you that it's gonna sound crazy but makes sense. Even when you know your rights, it don't make it right because it depends on what type of situation you got caught up in. Some people put themselves in situations where you know you ain't supposed to be here, and even if you would just walk like me, perfect example. I don't really like stopping in front of bodegas and talking. That's just me because a lot of shit happens in front of stores. So me, I tell people when they want to talk to me, let's go to the side. Let's go. Let's get away from the store because when some shit happens, and I don't mean you just getting shot or getting ran up on, but when the police hop out, it's just like, yo, you know what I'm saying? So people think that I could do whatever I want because I know the law or I think I know the law, so I could do this and do that. No, y'all can't, man. Y'all be out there putting yourselves in situations y'all don't even have to fucking be in. And then the first thing y'all say is they always fucking with black people. No, they're not always fucking with black people. Y'all put yourselves
Yeah.
in
Hey,
situations.
a 12. I've been working since I was 14 years old. I started off in DC. Marion Barry started this program called the PIC program. It was summer jobs for teenagers. Once they get out of school, they didn't have nothing to do. They wasn't going to summer camp. If they wanted to work, they can work. And I started with the summer PIC program, and I've been working ever since. I'm 49 years old. I've been working every since I was 14. I didn't. I mean, and Clarence could tell you, I didn't had, uh, I say probably somewhere between, I say probably between 20 to 30 jobs in my lifetime because I stayed with a job. I never wanted to depend on my parents to do anything for me. Once I got to an age where I can work. I never had to worry about my parents doing anything for me. Now they would do stuff for me if I needed them to, but I never wanted to depend on my parents. I wanted to help my parents out, especially after my father passed. I wanted to help my mother out. So by me working and she didn't have to worry about doing stuff for me, that was one less person that she got to worry about. She had 3 kids that she had to worry about, and we was all a year apart. So when I was 14, my sister was 13, my brother was 12. So every year she got to worry about making sure all of us have our stuff for school and things like that. So I was like, nah, I'm not. I'm gonna take some of that stress off my mother, and I'm gonna work and get my own stuff. I like certain things. My mother had the money that my father left behind from his um life insurance from being in the military and working, but that wasn't enough to take care of 3 growing kids. So I made sure I worked ever since I was 14 years old. And my kids do the same thing. All my kids work right now. And every last one of I don't have a single kid that's of the age that can work that's not working. Not one of them. All of them are working.
Yeah, yeah. But like I said, y'all, has to be some solution. Eventually, something's got to change because it's only going to get worse. I mentioned in the beginning of my videos free about a lot of kids not being able to make it back to school because a lot of them were gunned down. Um, and the worst story that I've heard out of all the stories this year was a kid in the Soundview section of the Bronx. They are out there spraying each other with water guns. This kid asks not to be sprayed with a water gun, and the other kid pulls a gun out and shoots him because he asked you not to spray him with a water gun. Instead of you saying, all right, my bad, you pull out a real gun and you kill the kid. What the fuck are we doing?
Yeah. And a lot of this stuff starts at home because if none of these parents put any morals and values in these kids' lives, it's just going to trickle down to the next generation and then the next generation, then the next generation until one of these kids or one of these generations to say, you know what, I want to do better for myself. So if the mother and father is not putting those morals and those values in that kid's life, a kid's never going to know what it's like to go out here and work and provide for themselves. They only going to know what the streets tell them because that's what they're picking up, everything from the streets. So the only thing they know is to stand on the corner and hustle. They don't know how it is to get a real job. Some of these kids think hustling, you can make more money hustling nickel and diamond than you can at a 9 to 5. And
Yeah,
I've sat here and watched these guys nickel and dime. Some of them are my kids' friends that they used to go to school with, and these guys are out here nickel and diamond. My 2 sons that used to hang out with those same kids, my sons are making $27 an hour. I got one son right now. This man do overtime every damn week. The man 2-week paycheck was $4,000 after taxes. It was $4,000 after taxes. And these guys is out here nickel and diamond. Got to worry about the police. Got to worry about the
Yeah.
sticker boys. Got to worry about the daggone the little strung addict, drug addict coming up short on money and things like that. Where you can just go out and work and not have to worry about anything. The most you might have to worry about is somebody trying to rob you or something like that. But that's with every part of life. Somebody always trying to rob somebody, so you got to worry about that all the time. But you ain't got to worry about the police being on your back. You ain't got to worry about your money coming up short. So I'm like,
Yeah.
no, y'all out here with all this stress. Y'all putting extra stress on yourself when you can just go out there and get a job and get a good job making good money.
Yeah, man. And then it's crazy, man. You know, I was watching these guys. I think they were like in their late 20s, early 30s, and they was out here selling. You know, you got a lot of these dudes now. I don't know if they do it in DC. You see them standing on these sidewalks, call themselves selling weed and all this shit. And I'm just looking at these dudes, and I just shake my head and I go, "Y'all are pathetic, pathetic."
So I got my brother stop hustling just by working with me. Cause he was like, man,
Pathetic.
you not making enough money to keep up with what I'm doing. I said, dog. I said, okay, I'm gonna show you my paycheck at the end of the week. And this was when I was working with Comcast. I was working at Comcast as a part-time job, and we got paid every week. My brother saw my paycheck from 1 week and saw that it was $3,500. He was like, you got that for a week? I said, yeah, I get paid every week. This is my paycheck, $3,500. He's like, oh yeah, I'm about to start working with you. That he literally quit hustling. He literally quit hustling that week and started working with me. And he never hustled again since then. My brother now is a manager of one of the biggest beer companies in the area. He's a manager of
That
one of the biggest beer companies. He
that's
making like
crazy. So
six figures right now.
he never looked back.
Nah, he never looked back. Once he started, man, we no, my job when we was doing Comcast, this when Comcast was at the biggest point of their career, I mean of their industry when they was just coming up with the wireless internet and they was coming into the telephones.
Yeah.
And we would go to the bank. It would be seven of us because it was seven of us that always hung out or whatever. We would go to the bank. When the bank manager seen us come up, he would say, go open up the vault. And they were like, what you mean go open up the vault? He said, you see those seven guys? Every one of them, their check is not less than $3,500. You don't have enough in your drawer right now. Go open up the vault. Every time he see us come up, every Friday, as soon as we walk in the door, they'll go straight to the back and open up the vault because they knew each one of us was coming in with at least a $3,500 check at the minimum. Nobody
Mm,
at my company made under $3,500 a week.
damn. Damn. Um, you know, some people can I don't know, you know, it's just crazy, man. Like in 12 years, you know, I got it, you know. That's what I would like to do. And I'm gonna do it with the people who want to kind of help. But you know, just for you other ones, it's got to be a better solution. We're losing more kids for the summer than we got kids going back to school. Nobody sees
Yeah,
anything wrong with
yeah, it's
that.
just like it's like people. I don't know what it is with this generation, but it's like being dumb and stupid is the cool thing to be.
Oh
It,
yeah, I
it,
say it all. I
it,
always say it. Being ignorant, and being dumb and being ratchet and being ghetto seems to be the key to success. Because if you're not out here on your gangster shit, you're just a fucking dweeb. You're
and see,
dweeb.
and it comes from, like I said, it comes from the parents, but it also comes from what they see on TV. Because when I was growing up, all of the kids wanted to be like the Cosbys, wanted to be like Fresh Prince of Bel Air. We wanted to have good things in life. Now
Man,
it's like they showing all this stuff about being a hustler and all this stuff on TV. Everybody want to be that. But like I said, when I was
The
coming up,
TV is confusing right now. It's poison, man. It's poison. It's super poison right now, and that's why I don't really entertain TV too much, unless there's a good movie that catches my eyes. Other than that, I watch particular shows like The First 48, Law and Order, Forensic Files. I watch everything that's involved with
No,
killing. It's
I watch
crazy.
first 48, but I watch first 48, but I'll be honest with you.
That's even kind of stupid.
I don't even watch TV like that.
Nah,
I watch YouTube. The only time that
that's
I
what I was
really
gonna say.
watch TV, the
That's what
only
I was
time
gonna
that I
say.
really watch TV is when I'm watching football, basketball, or boxing. That's the only time
That's
I
what I
really
was gonna
watch
say.
TV.
That YouTube has became my TV because I get to put in whatever it is that I want to put in. You know what I'm saying? Because TV right now, and that's another thing,
Lamar,
man.
what's going on?
That's Vames, what's up? That's another thing. TV is a cause of a lot of this shit too. America is a cause of a lot of this. They want to complain how we act in our communities, but listen to the music. Look at what's on TV. I tell Tiff all the time. I said
I,
TV's garbage. TV's
I'm gonna
super
be
garbage.
honest with the last time that I can remember outside of watching a sporting event, the last time that I can actually remember sitting down watching TV was when BMF was still on. That was the last time.
Yeah,
Once BMF got canceled, I haven't watched an actual TV show since then. And that was what, last year
wow.
or the beginning of this year? Whenever the BMF got canceled.
Yeah,
When 50 said he wasn't doing no more BMF, that was the last time that I watched it. I
yeah,
haven't watched an actual TV show since then. And before then I wasn't even watching TV. I was just watching that TV show because I liked BMF. I wanted to see the story about how they came about. But other than that, I didn't even watch TV prior to that. So
yeah,
I
man.
mean I can't even tell you what goes on, what TV shows goes on TV right now. I couldn't
No,
tell you what was the newest TV show.
no, I don't even. I don't bother because this world we live in is just goofy. Like they just canceled the awards for BET, and somebody asked me, "What do you think about that?" I said, "Man, good." Because for the last couple of years, the award's been trash.
I haven't even watched it. The last BET award I watched, I think Michael Jackson was on it.
God damn, free.
I think that was the
Damn,
last
free.
BET
Michael died
award.
in 2009, so damn, you probably glanced at that shit way before he passed. Damn,
Yeah,
free.
I haven't watched. I haven't watched. No, I don't get caught up in the awards shows
Thanks, Jeff.
because I know what it's about. I know it's certain people. I know who's going to win the award before the award comes out. You could tell me who's in the running for the award. I could tell you who's going to win the award. That's how the awards shows been the last
You
few
know,
times that I watch. All I got to know is who's in it, and I know who's going to win.
and then it's the same thing with it. When you look at it, it's the same people hosting, and then they got the same people taking turns. This guy goes this year, then this person goes this year, but it be the same people. Then you start to look at the performance. The performance is trash. They bring in all these new garbage artists, and then every time you look, there's a girl twerking, and you sitting back like, who the fuck is this? Like,
Bro,
what are we doing?
all this stuff that goes on right now I'm not even gonna say in the world because I don't know what goes on in other countries, but in the United States, all of the stuff that goes on right now is part of a program. All of the stuff
Yeah,
is for a reason. The stuff they show on TV is for a reason. The music that they put out is for a reason. The food that they put out is for a reason. All this stuff is part of a program. And when you start to realize how things is being moved and how things are being set up, you understand that you got to do things on your own. You can't wait for somebody else to do something for you. That's why when they say, "Oh, you're not mad about Trump or this and that," I said, "Dog, to be honest with you, I didn't vote for nobody because none of them was appealing to me." They
shit,
were
I
like,
know I
"Oh,
didn't.
you ain't vote for you ain't vote for Harrison, dog." When nobody deserved to be in the daggone house, I'm not voting.
That's a
None
fact,
of them
free.
deserve to
And
be in it.
if more people thought like you, they would be all right. but we too busy voting with our feelings, and that's the thing that used to piss me off because I used to tell people, stop voting with your feelings, man. You out here crashing out, and then when you pick a person and they don't live up to what they told you they was gonna do, because they be bullshitting, they gonna say and do whatever to get in, and then as soon as they don't stick to what they said they told you they was gonna do, now you mad. So
But
if
see
I
that
don't feel
that's
like
the
I didn't vote for
that,
anyone of them either. Ray
yeah,
said he didn't vote
that
for
see
neither one of
that's what
them.
people get it mixed up. They're like, oh, it's your right to vote. Yes, it's my right to vote. When you vote for something that you believe in. You vote for something that you want. If I don't want neither one of them, I'm not voting. What am I voting for?
You,
I don't want
you,
neither one of
you,
them.
you free. I'm glad you mentioned that. You know what pissed me off about when they say that you have a right to vote? Y'all don't even stand up for what y'all believe in. Y'all got a right to do that. Y'all don't even do that in your community, in your household. But when it come to voting,
No,
it seems like that's the only time all black folks want to come together. If you notice that, that's the
and,
only time we all want to come together
and
to sing
that,
kumbaya.
that that's another thing. You have a right to vote, but that doesn't mean you have to vote. You have a right to bear arms. That don't mean you have to bear arms.
Hey, you got a right to go get you food stamps if you want, but that don't mean you gotta go.
Yeah,
The
I mean,
fuck
you
is
have
y'all
a
talking
right
about?
to do it if you choose to do it. That doesn't mean you have to do it. Oh, you didn't vote. That they people fought for that right. Yes, they fought for me to have the right to do it if I choose to, not I have to.
Listen, our people
That's
fought
not
for
what
a
a
lot of
right
things.
is.
Our people fought for a lot of things, but the same people that's talking that, they're not even standing up for what they believe in. Like I said, the only time y'all want to get y'all shit together is when it's time to vote. And when voting's over, y'all going right back to being ignorant. That's why when they be
And
talking to me, I'll be like, listen,
if it,
God is my president. That's God is my president. He's my mayor. He's my governor. He's everything. All because you know what? I'm not like, I don't know. People are just stupid. They'll sit there, oh, it's your right. Okay, and I have a right to not do something if I don't want to fucking do it. You trying to make
and
me like, no, you can't make me. Like, it
see
don't work
people,
like that.
the thing is like people don't really know about politics. Most of the people that say, "Oh, you got to get out there and vote," they really don't know about politics
I
because
ain't gotta get out there and do shit.
I mean, truthfully speaking, the president is a representative of the United States. He
Oh,
doesn't
yeah.
make the laws. He doesn't make the laws. The Congress is what makes the
say,
laws.
say that again, free
Congress
for the
is what
people.
makes the
Say that
laws.
again, free for the people in the back that didn't hear you, free.
The president doesn't make the laws. Congress makes the laws. He just signs off on it. That's all he does is signs off on the laws that was passed. That's all he does. He signs off. Congress makes the laws and he signs off on it because when a law is put in, they put a law up for a vote. Congress is the one that votes that law passed. Once they make that vote through Congress, that law becomes the law. He
Yeah.
signs off on it. Congress said, okay, this is the new law that we just passed. You got to sign off on it. That's it. He don't make the laws. Now, yes, he can have people in Congress that support what he believes, but at the end of the day, he still don't make the laws. If they don't agree with him, they're not going to pass that law that he wants. They don't agree with it. Just because
Man,
they part of the same party doesn't mean that they all agree on the same thing. They just part of the same party, but they don't all agree on the same thing.
no. That's why a lot of our people, and I hate to say it, don't know what the fuck they be talking about.
As I say, if you want to make a change, it start with your state government, and then you start dealing with the Senate, and then you start dealing with the congressmen.
They don't want to
Those are
do
the
that,
ones that's
free.
going to make the change.
They job is just to say, I'm going to vote. And it's like, all
Those
right, that's
those are
cool,
the
but
changes that
you don't even know you
that
don't even know who you going for. Yeah, I don't know who I'm going for, but I'm just going to vote.
those are the changes that actually affects you. The president don't necessarily affect you directly. It affects the entire country, but it doesn't affect you directly. When you start getting to these state governments, that's what affects you directly because they doing the laws for your state. That's what affects you directly. That's a state government.
Yeah,
They affect you directly. The president, he affects the entire country. So it's not necessarily him that's going to pass these laws. Now he could say, I want this law to go into effect, and they got to vote for it, but
Yeah,
he doesn't necessarily have the last say so on what law. He doesn't have the last say so on any law. He could just put up. He said, I want this to be passed, and they vote on it. But he doesn't have the last say so. It's the daggone Congress that has the last say so on these
yeah.
laws. Those are the ones that has the last say so. Like I said, all he does is sign off on it. But if you want something to affect you directly, start dealing with your state government. That's what affects you directly. Your mayors, your governors, your senators, they affect you directly.
And there, ladies and gentlemen, is your solution for that department. But once again, we speaking to deaf ears because you idiots are just going to continue to walk around and believe in what you believe in. And it's only, and free, they don't understand, it's only going to get worse. It's only going to get worse out here.
Yeah,
I'm always praying for better days. But when you really look at, rather if it's New York, DC, no matter what state it is, and it's just like, yo, y'all not getting it. Y'all just not getting it. You think going back and forth with the police because you think you know something is going to save you. You fools constantly want to scream, this is my block. You grown ass men constantly sit up on each other from Monday to Friday, talking about that's my homie. Like,
see,
y'all ain't doing nothing with
that's
yourself.
another thing. That's another thing too. When these people go read the law, it's fine to read the law, but study the law, not just read it. Because when you read it, you take bits and pieces out that you say fits what you want to use. But you have to understand the entire law according to that subject that you're talking about. Because you take bits and pieces out, yeah, that bit is true in the law, but you have to read the rest of the statement to understand what the law is. That's just like when it comes to marijuana. Yes, it is legal for you to walk around with 2 ounces on you and you can't get arrested for it. But that
Yeah.
does not mean that you can smoke it wherever you want to smoke it, because the rest of that law says you can have 2 ounces and not get locked up for you. If you legally have a card that says you can have marijuana, you can have up to 2 ounces and not get locked up for it. But you can't sell it. You can't
No.
smoke it anywhere. You can only smoke it in the privacy of your own home. And so people just look at, oh, I can have up to 2 ounces, and they run with that. Yes, you can. But what is the rest of the law? The rest of the law is what counts. You just having 2 ounces, that's fine. But you doing something outside of having just that 2 ounce. You're selling it or you're smoking it in the public spot. That's not what you can do with that.
Yeah. Some people just they got to be aware of that, man. You know what I mean? But hey, what do I know? I just,
And like I said, every
I
state is
just see
different,
stuff.
because some states you might can smoke it in the public. Every state is different, but you have to know what that state law is when it comes to certain situations. Because what it says in my state, it might not say in New York, it might not say in Georgia, it might not say it in Alaska. So you have to
Yeah.
understand what that state law is for that situation.
Yeah.
Because
Uh,
and like I said, in DC and Maryland pretty much have the same laws. It's a little different here and there, but for the most part, DC and Maryland laws are pretty much the same. Virginia is totally different because they're a Commonwealth, so their laws is much different. When you get locked up, it's the max. It ain't no 5 to 10. It's just 10. You get the max in Virginia because it's a Commonwealth state. But in DC and Maryland, it's pretty much their laws are pretty much neck and neck. It's whatever goes on in DC, 9 times out of 10, it goes on in Maryland as well. But what goes on down here might not necessarily means you can do that in another state. You have to know what that state law is for that situation.
yeah. Um, yeah. And some people just need to be mindful of that. But my honest opinion, free, it's time for them to start picking the garbage up off the streets. And I hate to say that because people will go, "It's your people." It's how could you say that? It ain't my fucking people. Just because
My
you're the same
people
place,
laugh. My people last name is Freeman, and they got the same blood as me. So you talking about that's my people? No, it's not. I ain't seen them niggas at a single picnic, cookout, or nothing. I ain't never seen them niggas.
Yo, they
It ain't my
killed
people.
your people. It ain't my fucking people because I ain't seen none of y'all a day of my life.
The only thing is close to me is their color. That's the only thing that's close to
That's
me.
all. That's it. That's it. So when I hear people say that, you hate your own people. No, 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 no. I love black people. Are you crazy? I love black people.
It's not a, it's not a single Freeman that's part of my blood that I hate. So what are you talking about? You hate your own people?
That's a
It's
fact.
not a single Freeman. For one, I
That's a
don't
fact.
hate nobody. I might hate your ways or I might dislike
Yeah,
you, but I
yeah,
don't hate
yeah,
nobody. I don't hate
yeah.
nobody. There's not a single person on this earth that I can say I hate him. No, I might hate his ways, but I don't hate him. But no, there's not a single person that I hate. But when it comes to people, no, everybody is my people. I
Yeah,
got white people in my family. I got Latinos in my family. I got Asians in my family. Everybody is my
yeah.
people.
I
So
got
you say
that's like I tell people I got Irish people in my family, real Irish people. I haven't seen them in years. That's where the whole McLean thing come from. I got real Irish people. It's crazy though. If I had pictures, y'all
yeah,
wouldn't even believe me. But yeah,
yeah,
so when people go, your people, I go, they ain't my people. They ain't my fucking people.
I believe
They
I believe you because my ex-wife, her mother, her family with her I think it's her mother's side or it might have been her father's side. I think it's her father's side. Her father's side was Irish. And in the way I knew that they was Irish before she even told me, her last name was Fitzgerald. Hold on. You black as day. I mean, you black as night, and your last name is Fitzgerald? I like, you must got some Irish in your blood. She like, yeah, I do got Irish in my blood. I said, I know. Your last name is Fitzgerald. I know you got Irish in your blood. Ain't no daggone black person walking around with a last name of Fitzgerald.
Fitzgerald. He say, black as hell, your name. Yeah, it'd be like that, but
Oh,
it's I'm just sitting here looking at the news or I look at stuff on my phone free and I just go, yo, what are we doing? And to see so
it's
many
never
kids,
gonna get.
to see so
It's
many
never gonna
kids
get
that
better.
not, yeah, just to see so many kids not make it back to school this year because they were gunned down for whatever reason is just, it's just rather, and people, well, why do you care? They're not your kids. It's not the point. They don't have to be my kids. Just to see that, or innocent people just going out to go have a good time. We just had an incident in Brooklyn the other night, and I was just telling Tiff this. I said, as much as we talk about going to hang in Brooklyn, we got to go at a decent time because it seemed like going at night, shit goes up. 11 people were killed. I mean, excuse me, 11 people were shot, 3 died. I said, damn, you can't go to a simple lounge or a bar and shit pops off.
I mean,
This is what it's crazy, man.
nothing ever goods come about outside of maybe plants or vegetables. Nothing good comes out between 11 and 4 o'clock in the morning. 11 o'clock at night and four
Oh
o'clock in the
man.
morning. Nothing
Oh
good comes
man.
out.
Nothing. Nothing. I told her
Uh,
that, they getting ready to have what's that in a couple of weeks. They always have the West India parade and they be having Juve when people go out to Brooklyn, 11, 12, 1 o'clock in the morning. I said, we just had a shooting at the Dominican parade in the Bronx. And I said, shit, Juve in West India is probably one of the worst ones out of all. I said, they going to get ready to act a ass this year. Police got to get ready to work. They gonna get put to work this year because all hell is
I
going to break
really,
loose.
I really wonder what a lot of these dudes be thinking when they decide to shoot up a barbecue in broad daylight or a block party or parade or stuff like that. I'm like, no, were you that upset with the individual that you just said I'm gonna kill everybody that's around them? You
Um,
you was you was that
um,
upset with the individual?
I hate to say this, but I've been saying that the devil comes in different disguises. And not all the time people want to see you have a good time. Some people use that good time for an advantage to go, okay, this is my time to do it. And I don't know why, man. I was just saying earlier, I don't do block parties. But
I don't either.
This new cops and kids gym that they about to open up, they open the day in the Bronx. I said, you know why I can go to that? Because I know I'll be in a safe environment far as the people who are opening up the gym and they're not going to have all that nonsense going on. So when it's something like with my boxing community, I feel safe. Like the fight I went to Sunday where they had the fight in the middle of 125th. I don't do shit in front of the middle of 125th. I don't even like walking. So when I'm in my safe space, then there's certain places you'll see me be that you probably won't see me on the regular. But because this is going on and I know I'm with these people, I'm okay.
Yo,
But on the
I
regular,
remember the
I don't
last.
do block parties. Like, there's no friend that can call me and be like, "Yo, Clarence, I'm doing a block party. Pull up. Get the fuck out of here." Not
Yo, I
happening.
remember the last house party I went to. I was 14 years old, and I said I would never go to another house party because I was literally in the middle of a shootout. Like
Oh man.
the dude. I was standing. It was a fight that broke out inside of the house. We all was leaving to go home because the party was over. We all leaving to go home. I'm crossing the street. I'm literally in the middle of the street. It's me, my brother, and my cousin. We're literally in the middle of the street. There's a dude standing on one side of the street shooting at a dude on the other side of the street, and the dude is behind us. So the dude that's behind us and the dude that's in front of us are shooting at each other, and we literally in between it. I don't know. God was on our side that day because neither one of us got hit with a bullet. But I said that was my sign. I would never go to another house party.
Yeah.
I've never been to another house party since. That was my
Um.
sign. I'm not going to another house party. I was
Shit.
literally in the middle of a shootout.
I think the last one I might have went to, I might have been. Shit. I had to be 28, 29, and I was in Brooklyn. My cousin stayed, which he still stays out in Brooklyn in pink houses, East New York, right across the street from Uncle Murder's project, Cypress Projects, and I went to it and nothing happened. It was okay, but it was just awkward because before then, I haven't really been to no parties in the project. And I remember he hit me about 3 years ago. Yo, Cuzzo, I'm having a party at at my house. I'm like, shit. I never even responded because at this time I'm like, I'm 30 some years old, man. I ain't going to no fucking party in no projects. And not just your projects, but no projects. I ain't doing no party in no building. I don't give a damn if it ain't the projects. I
Exactly.
hate doing parties in community centers, but I'm more comfortable with going to community centers. Depends on who it is. I gotta really fuck with you or like you to come out and kick it and party with you. Because other than that, I'd be like, I don't like you, so I'm not coming out to party with you. As far as doing parties in the projects or in building, it's not happening. Block parties, it's not happening. I pick and choose what kind of people I want to party with. I
Yeah.
pick and choose where I want to party. I pick and choose what time I'm leaving the party. Because just because you throwing the party don't mean I'm gonna be there until it ends. It's just not gonna happen. So um, if more
Yeah.
people act like they had control of where they go and where they be, they'll be all right. And stop just having this mentality of, I'm just gonna hang here all day. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get high all day. I'm gonna get drunk all day. We gonna turn up. We gonna act a donkey. We just, fuck the police. Even if they come, steady us turning our music down, we gonna turn it up more. We know
Man,
we ain't supposed to. We know we not supposed to be cooking out on the sidewalk, but fuck the police. We gonna cook out here anyway. Like, what are we? What
at
are
some
we doing?
at some point, common sense got to kick in, and that third eye got to kick in at some point. Because I know you can't tell me, and I hear people say it all the time. Something told me I shouldn't have went there. Yeah, that was your common sense telling you you ain't supposed to be there.
Hey, my
You ain't
comment.
supposed to be there. That's
My,
common sense.
Me and my common sense always have conversations. And my common sense tells me before I even get the invite, as soon as I hear the name, I go, hell no. When I hear the area, I go, hell no. When I hear the people that's being invited, I go, hell no. Oh, well, let
You
me
hear
go.
you hear
Let me go.
you hear
Let
people
me
say that
go.
all the time.
Yeah, let me go and let's hope nothing happens. If I got to go, I hope nothing happens. I don't need to go, bro, because that's the last thing I should be thinking about. Free, free. Oh, he went in and out. All right, he'll be back. Yeah. Good morning, y'all. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Smash that like button. Welcome to the No Duck Zone podcast. If it's your first time coming through, happy Tuesday to all. I hope everybody's feeling blessed, appreciated, and thankful, and everybody's having a great day. Welcome to the morning chop ups. For all those who are not familiar with what we do over here.
My
What was you
bad.
going to say?
No, I was saying. I mean, we say it all the time. We were like, man, I knew I shouldn't have went down there. Yeah,
Of course.
you need to start listening. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna start listening. When I get second thoughts, I'm gonna say, you know what? I'm not doing it.
The
I
problem
started
is,
doing that as of late, and as of late, I saved myself a lot of heartache, a lot of stress, and a lot of pain because you gotta at some point you gotta grow up and you gotta understand certain things you don't need to be doing. It's certain things that's meant for certain people is not meant for you. What's meant for everybody, I mean, what meant for that person is not meant for you. And at some point you gotta understand that. And I said, you know what, I'm gonna start listening to myself because I always second guess myself and I'm gonna start going with my first instinct. And as of late, I've been going with my first instinct, and it's been helping me out because I haven't had to deal with. And I seen situations happen right when I said, oh damn, I'm glad I did do what I said I was gonna do. Like literally, I was coming home from work the Friday before last,
yeah,
and the traffic was backed up, and I said I should go down this street and come around. I said, you know what? I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait and wait till and just go through the traffic. I'm just gonna go this way home. I'm not gonna go around or whatever. And a car went around me and went the way that I was gonna go and got smacked. And I was like, damn, I'm glad I didn't go because I was literally just about to go. And I said, you know what? I'm just going to stay right here. And like I said, the car came from behind me. He got tired of waiting. He went around and made the left turn and got hit by a daggone bus. I was like,
damn.
well, he going to have a bad night.
Yeah,
I mean, sometimes, like I said, you gotta listen to your inner thoughts. You got to listen to your inner thoughts and understand that it's not necessarily your mind playing tricks on you. It's God talking to you. Hey, you don't want to go over there. You don't want to go down that road. Nah, you might not want to make this left turn.
yeah.
Nah, you might not want to go to
Yeah, of
that
course,
party
of course,
tonight.
of course, of course. I've been areas where I go, I'm simply walking down the block and just trying to get to where I'm going, and I see a crowd of people. I go, yeah, I'm not walking down this way. Now, sometimes I might try to walk and see if I can cut through to get away, and sometimes I go, no, I'm turning this block because I'm smart enough to know, all right, even if nothing is going on, just seeing too many people, something might jump off. Just because it looks like nothing is happening, that don't mean it won't. Because all it takes is for you to walk by and somebody lets off, pop, 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 or a fight break out. Anything can happen. So I learned to avoid something. I never let people talk me into going nowhere. You can't talk
Yeah,
me into going nowhere. Straight
you
up.
got
Like
you got
I
you
haven't
got to
been to my
understand.
projects. I haven't been to my projects in shit. What's it been? 2, 3 years. And people go, and I can always go back. I have no beef over there. I can always go back and see people that I know, but sometimes I just choose not to because I'll be like, it's there. Where is it going? You go back thinking that you're missing something, and you come back there, and it's the same motherfuckers that you left there.
Yeah, I mean, I
Same
didn't
shit.
I didn't see I done seen a lot of people that I grew up with still doing the same thing that we was doing back in 1994. I'm like,
Yeah.
dog, it's 2025. You still doing the same stuff?
30
You
years, you still
haven't
doing the same shit.
you haven't upgraded at all. You still hanging out in front of the same store, same nickel and diamond the entire time. I'm like, dog, you You 40-something years old, dog. What the hell are you
Yeah,
doing?
yeah. But because they have this mentality of, hey, if it was meant for me to be out the hood, I would be out the hood. If it was meant for me to have this, I would have that. If it was meant for me to have this job, that's what I would have. That's not the mentality that the white man to put in their head. That's what y'all putting in y'all heads. Because like I said, there's no color man on earth that can stop you from being whatever it is that you want to be, or whatever it is that you want to do with yourself. You can go ahead and do it. Because if that was the case, there'd be no such thing as success. It wouldn't be no such thing as success if that was the case. So some people just want to make excuses for being in their situations. And when I look at a lot of that free, I go, even though I live around that, I ain't got to be a part of it. And I'm not going to be a part of it. So when people come to me and they have that kind of mindset, because you know, you can't talk to everybody in your community. Some of them are not on the same type of timing as you. Matter of fact, sometimes a lot of them trying to give you advice that they ain't got no business giving you because they don't have shit going on.
I mean, to be honest with you, when it comes to success, success is based off of hard work and
Yeah.
perseverance.
Not fame, not
Because
fame, y'all. Success
because
doesn't mean fame, y'all. You don't have to be
sus-
success. You know, you don't. You could be successful in a lot of different ways. So I don't want y'all to think success means being famous.
because what I was and the reason I said that is because success, what you might be doing something that hasn't been successful for a lot of people, and they say, "Hey man, it ain't no future in that." But your hard work and your perseverance that you keep pushing forward, said, "I'm not going to quit." You become successful when it was really not meant to be successful, but you
Yeah,
became successful because of your hard work and your perseverance. And so it's not always, oh, if you do this, you're going to be successful. It's not always that. Nine times out of 10, it's not that. It's,
yeah,
yeah, you do this, but you got to put a lot of hard work behind doing it. You're not going
yeah,
to just get successful overnight unless you hit the lottery or unless you come
yeah,
into
yeah, yeah, yeah,
a nice chunk of change. Nine times
yeah,
out of
yeah.
10, success don't come overnight. So
Gotta work hard,
it's a
baby.
lot of hard work. Like these guys that make it into the industry, whether it's rapping or is acting or is
Yeah,
playing sports, they put a lot of hard work. You don't see all of the countless hours that they put into trying to write the right song or
yeah,
trying to practicing to be the best basketball player in his district or his region or being the best football player or rehearsing all of these hours to being one of the best actors. You don't see all of those hours that they put in. You just see the actual success after they did all that. So you like, oh well, he was an actor. I went to school with him. He became an actor. Man, I can do it too. Nah, he
yeah,
put in a lot of work to become an actor. It wasn't
yeah,
just, oh, I'm gonna go act today and he became an actor. Nah, you got a lot of those guys go to school and stuff like that. And even some of the ones that just get a role because they're entertainer. They might be in movie. I mean, they might be in music or they might be an athlete and they say, "Oh, we're gonna give you this role for this movie." They still got to go and practice their roles. They still got to rehearse their roles. So it's not just, oh, he got the opportunity because of who he is. That's part of it, but he still had to put some hard work behind it. So it's part of being never quitting and putting hard work behind what you want to do. Like the company that I'm working for right now, we're not a successful company as of yet. We're on our way to being successful, but
yeah,
we're not a successful company yet. We still in that beginning stages. We're only 5 years old. I started with this company when they only had 7 contracts. We're now have over 48 contracts in the city of DC, and we're in 7 different states. We're on our way to being successful, but we're not there yet. We still laying the groundwork. We're still putting in a lot of hours behind the scenes to making sure everything goes as we plan it to go. So it's not just, oh, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna be successful. No, it's a lot of hard work that you got to put to be successful. Trust me, Denzel Washington didn't become successful overnight. He put a lot of hard work and a
Yeah,
lot of hours
I love the
into
way he
getting
talks
who he
about
is.
certain things, Denzel, how he puts certain things together. Certain when he says certain things and you think about it, I'm like, yo, man, he be making you really think, yo, for real.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of hard work to being successful. Everybody think, oh, if I be successful, life is gonna be easy. Nah, it's a lot of hard work just staying successful. Yeah, becoming
Well,
successful is one thing. To stay successful, now that's the second part of the work. You
even
gotta
when you
stay
look at
successful.
if you look at even when you look at what we do on social media, even on YouTube, um, people think that all I have to do is come with a channel, get a few views, subscribers, and boom, it's off to the races. And it's like it takes time. I'm at 600 and some subscribers. You would think that I would have been monetized, and people go, "What's taking so long?" And I go, "Well, sometimes you just heard BBO and them say it when y'all was on a couple nights ago. That at one time y'all was at 500 or something. And we was wondering how long are we gonna be here? How long are we gonna
Yeah,
be
I
at
mean,
this number?"
yeah, it took BBO 3 years to get monetized, and he was when I got with BBO, he was already over 1,000 subscribers, but he still had to put the work in
You got to
to
put the
to
work in.
finally get monetized. And it's
I
the
don't
same
look.
thing. Like you can look at Blue Blood. People say, "Oh, Blue Blood got 200,000 subscribers, this and that." Yeah, but Blue Blood is constantly working on an everyday basis. It's not he not
Yeah, right.
oh I got 1,000 subscribers now. I could chill. I'm monetized. I could chill. Nah, the nigga still putting in work. You still
Rather
got
if
in
you,
order
yeah, rather if you
to
like
grow
what
your channel.
rather if you like somebody's content or not, if they putting in that work, rather if you like them or not, or rather if you agree with what they say, if they on from Monday to Friday putting in that work, what can you do about it?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, even when you look at all of the other big time content creators like Boxing Ego, Champside, Fanon, uh, uh, Dante Boxing, them niggas is
Yeah,
putting in work.
putting in
It's
work.
not, oh, I got monetized. I got 1,000. I got 100,000 subscribers. I can sit back and chill now. Nah, that means you got to put out even more work because you want to make sure you keep that 100,000 subscribers, or you want that 100,000 to go to 200,000. You got to
Yeah,
keep putting in more work.
got to put
So
in the
it's
more
not.
work. The grind doesn't stop. You understand? And I think that's what people don't understand. And that's not just for social media. That's in life. The grind don't stop. I remember there's this lady who lost her job because she didn't want to take the shot for COVID.
It's.
And
I mean, I
she,
take it. I take it to the street level for some people that might not understand. They only know street talk. When you a nickel and diamond, and then you start moving up to more weight, the work doesn't get easier. Now that connect expect you to move more. They say, okay, you moving up, so we're gonna give you a little bit more. So that means you got to do more. You got to put more work out there on the street, and then when you move up some more, you got to put even more work out on the street. So it
yeah,
doesn't get easier because you got to a certain level. It's just more responsibility and more work you got to do because now you at this level, and so they expect you to do more. They expect,
yeah,
okay, well we know you. We expect you to move. We expect you to move this amount of weight. We know that you got guys that only can move this amount, but you got to get more guys that can move the same amount or move more than him. So now you got to go recruit more guys. So it's the same thing when it comes to the work industry. You're a company, and you started off at a mom and pop store. Now you're a franchise, so now you got to hire more employees because you gotta control both of those franchise. Now you getting more money coming in. Now you want to open up another store, so there's still more work you got to do. Now you got to worry about that. You got to worry about the taxes for that person. You got to worry about the taxes for that person. You got to make sure that these lights are and electricity is put on. You got to make sure that electricity is put on. It's still more work. You're successful, but it's still work when you become successful because the work don't stop just because you made $1 million.
no, it
Now,
doesn't stop.
do you
It
want to
doesn't.
do you want to stay at that $1 million, or do you want that $1 million to grow? If you want that $1 million to grow, you got to put in more work so that $1 million turn into two, that two turn into four, that four turn into eight. You got to put in more work for it to grow.
Yes, what's up? What's up, fam? And I don't think people understand that. And like they used to say back in the days, a lot of these people are lost in the sauce, and they're going to continue to be that because of they lack of knowledge. Everybody want to act like they know something, and there's a lot of smart people in our communities, no matter where we from, but they don't take it and use it. They don't take it and use it, and this is why they're going to keep finding themselves in the same predicament. So I always told people this. Somebody, you know, what somebody asked me this. They said, "You get to where you're going with no duck zone. What are the first couple of things that you're doing?" So, well, you know, my
Yeah.
first thing is to always make sure my wife is straight. Um, so then what? Because I knew where they was going with it. People think you stupid. Because the first thing people want to know is what you're gonna do for the community, what you're gonna put in their pocket. Um,
Look,
which is crazy because I knew where the person was going with the question. Because you know, whenever you get successful in anything you do, right, free, when somebody got to
this,
tell you don't forget about them, that makes me look at you from the
look,
side.
see, this is the thing. This is the thing. When it comes to community, like they say, hey, D Free Sports Talk. I'm out of DC. My neighborhood, Georgia and Decatur. What you gonna do for your old neighborhood now that D Free Sports Talk is successful? What the hell did my old neighborhood do for my daggone D Free Sports Talk being successful? Were those guys subscribed to my channel? If they wasn't subscribed to my channel, they
Fuck
didn't
out
put
there.
nothing into it. So why should I have to put something out? I'm only
Oh,
putting
because
out for the people that subscribe.
because you
I'm
from there.
giving back to
No,
my
no.
subscribers. I'm not giving back. I'm not here to give back to the community. I'm here to give back to my subscribers. If you're subscribed to me, then there will be giveaways. There will be prizes that will be given out. There will
Now,
be perks that you will get.
if
But
if I,
when it
if
comes to
I decide if I
my
decided to come back,
community,
yeah, if I decided to come back to my community, and let's just say, um, I decided to do something for the kids and you know stuff like that. Okay, cool. But what you mean by do for my community? Because you know they be wanting you to dump money into it, and then at the same
nah,
time put money into their pocket. Like, nah, I'm not here to do none of that. Like, no,
no. Like
we're not doing that.
if I get to that point where I'm making millions and millions of dollars, then yeah, I will help out the community. I will I
Yeah,
would I will have a charity for the
but not in the
community.
beginning.
But
Not in the beginning. I
no,
ain't
I'm
got it
not.
like that.
No, like I said, what have the community done to my daggone company? Did they contribute to my company? If they didn't contribute to
No.
my company, why should they expect any contribute to the community?
Yeah.
You didn't contribute to my company. You didn't come to my store and shop at my store. My store was being shopped by people online. It wasn't
Yeah.
being shopped at the people in the neighborhood. All my purchases was made online. If I got a store and and that same store that I sell the stuff that I sell in the store is sold on my online business, and majority of my work comes from my online business. If I'm making $1 million online and I'm making $500 a week in the store, the community ain't contribute to my daggone store. The online people contribute.
Yeah.
You got the store right here in your neighborhood. You can literally walk to the store. It's next door to
Yeah.
you. You can walk to the store. But I'm getting all these people online from other countries because you can see where your online purchase is going to. So it's not
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
oh, this purchase was made to a guy that lived across the street. No, this purchase is
Yeah.
made to somebody living out of state. So I can see where all my purchase is going to. It's coming from overseas. It's coming from out of state. It's not
Yeah.
coming from the people in the community. So why do they expect my business to give back to the community when the community didn't give to my business?
Exactly.
It doesn't make
People get it.
sense.
People get it twisted. They just think that you're supposed to do because you come from here. Then when you don't do anything, they talk shit about you. He ain't giving nobody jobs. He ain't doing no toy drives. He ain't doing no turkey giveaways. Man, what the fuck is you talking? First of all, sometimes people don't give you a chance to do nothing. Soon as they see that they think that you taking off, before you can do for you or your family, you supposed to just do for them automatically. And it's like, wait a minute, don't work
Yeah,
like
I'm
that.
not. I mean, The first thing I tell them, look, first of all, I'm not at that point where I can do that. First of all, second of all, what have they contributed to my company for me to say, okay, let me give back to my community?
Most
The
importantly,
first
what are
point
they
that I'm
doing for
at.
they? What are they doing for themselves? Like, what are you doing where
Yeah,
y'all
I mean,
all can come together as one in the community? That's the thing. Y'all can't even come together as one in the community to do for each other or to help each other because y'all too busy hating on each other. I don't like her. I'll never work with Miss Madison. Miss Madison will never work with Miss Jackson. Y'all can't get together to do nothing, but y'all sit back in y'all
see, you gotta
community waiting for that one person to become something so y'all can depend on them. Like, that shit crazy
you
to me.
gotta you gotta understand what the priority is. What the priority is when it comes to people being successful, their priority is who contribute to their success. That's why a lot of times you see they take care of their parents first. They take care of their family because that was they contribute to their success. Their parents put them on this earth and they might have helped them get into acting schools or get into basketball camp or football camp or whatever have you, whatever they got to be successful, whatever it is that they've been successful in. Their parents probably contribute to that.
Yeah,
At the minimum, they brought them on this earth, so they always make sure that their parents are taken care of. Then they make sure that their intermediate family is taken care of because that's their family. That's who they have to see every single day.
yeah,
Then they start to branch out to who else helped contribute to their success. It's not automatically, oh, you successful, you got to get back to the community. Nah, nigga, I gotta take care of me and mine first. Wait till I get comfortable to where I get to a point where I can take care of I can give back to the community or I can help out the community. I ain't at that point yet. So you ask
exactly.
me a question when I ain't at that point. I don't know what I'm gonna do when I get to that point. I might say, you know what, I'm gonna rebuild this whole neighborhood. But I ain't at that point, so I don't know what I'm gonna do. Are you gonna get back to the community? Maybe we somewhere down the line I probably will, but not right now, not in the immediate future, because I ain't at
Yeah,
that point.
yeah, and I'm not gonna rush to do that to prove anything to you. Because at the end of the day, the question is who the hell are you? I don't give a damn if we from the same building or whatever. I'm not proving nothing to. I tell people still to this day, I ain't got to prove nothing to no fucking body. Whatever I do is what I do when I feel like doing it. And it doesn't matter if I'm worth 3 million, 15, 20 million. I ain't got to come back to prove nothing to y'all. I'll do it when I do it. My thing is to make sure my household is taken care of, my bills is paid, and that's it. And that's what's wrong with the people in our community. They're never going to grow up. They're never going to understand that. They're always going to talk about you. They're always going to judge you. And then they wonder why people don't come back. So when they go, oh, this person ain't been here in 10 years, but we haven't seen this person since they got successful. Yeah, because they don't want to deal with y'all asses. Y'all are annoying. Y'all the most annoying creatures on earth. People who sit back in their community waiting for people to become famous so they can mooch off them or harass them. Nobody wants that, ladies and gentlemen. The word of the day is the solution. And y'all better come up with a better solution. Y'all better come up with something. Because right now, we look bad out here. And for us that's trying to do good, for us that's trying to do what we have to do for our families,
Yeah,
y'all
I
are just,
mean, at,
it's nasty out here,
at the
man.
end of
It's
the
nasty out here.
at the end of the day, it's about accountability and taking responsibility. You can't depend on somebody to take care of you as a grown adult. Now, if you handicap or you disabled or you mentally challenged, then yeah, that's different. But as an adult that has all the activities of their limbs, had their right sense of mind, and you expect somebody to take care of you, you just pretty much helpless. I mean, you're just a you just want somebody to have pity on you and say, "Hey, I'm gonna take care of you and this and that." No, I want to help the ones that's trying to help themselves, but they don't
Yeah,
know how to do it, or they don't
exactly.
have the means of doing it. Those are the ones that I want to help. I want to help the ones that's trying, but they don't have the means of being able to do what they need to do. Those are the ones that I'm gonna look out for because I see that you're trying to do it, and that's what I.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, it is what it is. At the end of the day, um, we got to do better. We got to just do better than what we doing today, y'all. We got to do better.
Can you
But like you said,
can you hear me?
I yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you loud and clear.
Oh yeah.
We gotta. It's got to be some type of solution, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all sit there, you point the finger at the police, you point the finger at the white man, you point the finger at this person, that person. When do y'all start taking some of the blame? Oh,
Yeah.
we're black. We're black. We can do whatever we want. We can smoke all the weed we want. We can hang out in front of our buildings all we want. We can cook out until 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. We don't give a shit about people having to get up and go to work. We can do whatever the hell we
Yeah.
want to do. We're black.
I tell
Okay.
my kids that all the time. I'm gonna help you out if I see you trying. If I don't see you trying, you just sitting back waiting for me to help you. I'm not helping you. You're a grown adult. This is part of being an adult. You gotta be
Yeah.
willing to do stuff for yourself. You wanted to be grown once you became a teenager. You want to be grown. Okay, now you're grown. This is part of being grown. You got to take care of yourself. Now, if I see you trying and you need some help, then yeah, I'm gonna be there to support you and push you and give you the help that you need. But if you're not trying, I'm not gonna be sitting here for you to fall back on. No, some point you got to fall back and realize ain't nobody gonna catch you.
Yeah.
When you hit that
Yeah.
ground a couple of times, you'll understand. Okay, now I gotta stop falling. Let me stand up and get on these 2 feet and stay sturdy. At some point, you're gonna realize that. But when you constantly got somebody right there to catch you every time you fall, you're gonna fall all the time because you know somebody's gonna
Yeah.
be there to catch you. At
Nah,
some
that's
point, you
fact.
gotta hit that. You gotta hit that concrete and realize that concrete is not something that you could keep falling down on. It
No.
ain't a bed. It ain't a bed where you got cushion and you could just fall back and you bounce back up off the bed. Nah, this concrete, you hit there, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt bad.
I just told my boy, my mentor that Omar. I was like, some people you just gotta let them. You gotta let them hit a brick wall because as much as you trying to help them and give them good advice, you could tell somebody to not do this and not do that all you want. If they don't take any of that and listen and learn, yeah, I hear you, but I'm still gonna go out here and do this. I mean, are you wasting their time or are you wasting your time talking to the same person who they hear you, but they don't hear you? So you gotta let them hit a brick wall. All right, well, I'm not gonna keep talking to you, man, because obviously I'm not getting nothing out of it. You are damn sure not getting nothing out of it. So you know what? I'm just gonna let your ass run straight into a wall. I love
Yeah.
you, but I'm not gonna hold your hand. I can't teach you like Ti told his brother in ATL. I can't teach you how to be a man. I can't walk for you. That's some shit you got to figure out on your own. And when I see these grown ass men always want to, I'm a man. What makes you a man? Because of your age? Because you've been to jail 20 times? Because you bust your guns? Because you slept with 20 women a year? That makes you a man? Y'all ain't nothing but a bunch of grown little boys, man, trying to tell the youth what it is they need to do, but then look at your ass. Well, I made it to 65. Yeah, all right, well, what that mean though? What that mean? Like the shit crazy. These older women out here, man, look at these little girls. They little nasty asses. You older chicks ain't no better. Y'all nasty too.
Yeah.
What you talking about, man? Like, what are we talking about? Y'all chicks be 55 with a 23-year-old boyfriend. What is we talking about? Shit
Yeah. I
crazy,
mean,
Free. I don't be
that that
understanding it, Free. Maybe it's something that
yeah.
I'm missing, Free.
That's the funny thing that I be saying. Like these grown people be having these young companions, whether it's a man or a female, and you wonder why they acting childish. Well, you 45 years old, they 23. They ain't fully grown yet. They're gonna have their childish ways. So what are you talking
Yeah,
about? That you how you gonna get mad because they acting like your child? They the same age as your child.
yeah,
What kind of sense does that make? Man, you act just like my son. Well, he's the same age as your son, or he's younger than your son. Or you act just like my daughter. Well, she's the same age or younger, or maybe a year or two older. And you wonder
yeah.
why they act like your children. Y'all be tripping out here, getting
Y'all be tripping,
these
man. Like,
young companions, and wonder why you got so many problems. Because you're not doing the same stuff. Your mindset is not the same mindset that they got. They
and let's
still
not,
out partying and stuff like that. You're
and
you're
let's,
more so laid back.
and let's not even talk about when somebody gets pregnant. Jesus Christ. Oh, Jesus Christ. You don't think about nothing like that. Now you're stuck. Man, I can't be with him. He young enough to be my damn son. You didn't think about that though. You didn't think about that. Huh? Fellas, you don't think about that when you get that young girl pregnant. She 21, 23. You 50 years old. This girl pregnant now. Oh, you didn't know you could still make a baby at 50? Ha ha ha. Somebody lied to you. Oh, she got to get rid of that. She got to go. Because now you don't want people not just knowing that you got a pregnant, but you got somebody that could have been your damn daughter.
Like,
Yo,
I'm
you
looking
don't
at
want
I'm
the
looking
hood
at
to know that.
I'm looking at these two young dudes right now. Their car just got towed, and they trying to figure out why their car got towed. You're sitting in the parking lot. The sign that says "Stop." Tow notice.
Oh
If
my
you're not
God.
going to one of these two stores, your car will be towed. And they sitting here looking at everybody else's car. I don't see no parking pads on them.
What I
They
say
probably
about
in
what I
one of
say
these.
about
They probably in one of these couple of stores that's right here.
what did I say about missing the warning signs? You idiots will see something that says restroom and still ask where the bathroom.
It literally, this the second time I parked over here, and I sit here every time I come over here. I sit right here in this parking lot because I don't go in
Oh,
the courthouse. I just sit right here in this parking lot. I watch this guy come out here and tow all these people cars. They come out like, hey, my car not here. It got towed. You see the
Jesus
sign right there.
Christ. I'm looking
It's
for
not a
the
public parking spot.
I'm looking for the bathroom, free. And you say, yeah, I just said the bathroom right there. You don't see it say restroom? That's not the bathroom. I'm looking for something that says bathroom. That says restroom. Bathroom and restroom are two different things. What? What
Yeah,
the fuck?
that's crazy.
What the fuck are we talking about?
People just they don't pay attention to nothing. That's the first thing I pay attention, especially when I come to
Oh,
a courthouse. First place
jeez.
I pay attention to is where I can park at. I look to see where I can park for free and where I have to pay. If I can park here for free, let me see if there's any tow signs. Oh, I can't park here unless I'm going to these. Oh, I can't park in this parking lot. Let me go ahead and pay. I go and park in this parking lot and pay for it. It is what it is.
Yeah, yeah. But like I said,
Yeah,
people
he
think
going.
they
They're
can
gonna
do.
have to pay. They're
People.
gonna
You
have to
know what?
pay.
People in the world are not that damn stupid. That's what pisses me off about our people. Our people are not that fuck. Even the ones that's not educated. I don't care what grade you dropped out of school. Some people ain't that goddamn dumb.
No, it ain't that they stupid. They just always trying to find a way to get over. That's the problem. People
Exactly.
always looking to find a way to get over. Oh, I gotta pay to park over here at the courthouse, but it's an open parking lot right here. I can pay over here. Well, it says don't tow over here. Well, hey, they ain't gonna know that I'm not in this building.
Yeah,
That's how they will.
and I'm not gonna be here long. You know, when you go in to handle your business, you don't know how long it's gonna fucking be.
This daggone these people know if you in their building now, because the first thing that I saw the tow truck guy came out here. He went right to the building and asked what car for everybody that's in that building. They said, hey, I got this car out here. Does anybody own this car? This man literally took a picture, went back inside the building, and showed that picture to everybody. I sat here and watched him. I saw him come out here, take a picture of the car. He popped right in front of the bank, went inside the bank, and said, "Hey, I'm about to start towing cars. If y'all in here, I'm gonna show y'all a picture of the car. And if this not your car, then it's getting towed." Came out here, took a picture of the goddamn car, went right back inside that daggone building and say, "Hey, is this any of y'all car?" Everybody in that building must have said no. Well, I know they said no because I just seen these two guys walk up, right, and he literally just pulled off with their car. Literally, like 3 minutes before they walked out, he just pulled around the corner and rolled out of the parking lot. They come walking up 3 minutes later, and a lady pulled up beside him and said, "Hey, y'all had a white Camry?" He was like, "Yeah." She was like, "Oh, they just towed it." So the guy started walking. I'm like, "Man, I don't see nobody else with no parking passes. They ain't gotta have parking passes."
Well, youngins is stupid, man. They make me. Oh, they get on my nerve. They irritate my skin. Stupidity
Because people just,
alone irritates my skin. I don't care if you old or young. Just irritates me.
I mean, like I said, everybody's always looking a way to get over. But the thing is, you can't get over all the time. You gotta understand that there's rules and regulations for everything. And the
No, it
rules and
is, man.
regulation for this part. I see another guy. He just parked over and he walking to the courthouse. When this tow truck guy come, he gonna come take his car too.
Hey, listen, they gonna be asked out. You won't be getting
And
nowhere this week.
I didn't even notice. There's a guy sitting in the car. He must work for the bank. He's sitting in his car, but he's not parked in a parking spot. He's sitting sideways, so he probably letting the tow truck guy know everybody that's not going into the car, that's not going into the bank or whatever. I didn't even pay attention to him.
Wow.
So he's probably pointing out the cars, and the tow truck guy's taking a picture and going inside the bank and hey, asking, is this anybody's car?
That's crazy.
I didn't
Hey,
even pay. I just happened to look over and seen him sitting over there. So it's a guy sitting in the parking lot that's watching everybody that's parking in this parking lot, and he's pointing out the cars to the tow truck guy. And then the tow truck guy go takes a picture of the car, go inside the bank, and say, "Hey, is this anybody's car?" If they say no, then he comes and tow it.
man, y'all better get it together. Y'all better get it together. Telling y'all, man, some of y'all are. That's why I stay out, man. That's why I be home. I do what I gotta do. I can't hang around some of these fools. Don't want to be in the same space as them. Like where I live at,
I
I
mean,
don't hang out. I don't do it, man. I might talk to a few people, and after that, man, I'm out the way, man, because I just can't deal with it. Ignorant, ignorant.
like I just like me personally, like I said, I'm 49 years old. I'm at that point where I can't deal with stupidity and I can't deal with childish mentality.
No, I
If
can't.
if
I
you
can't.
if you're childish or you playing like you stupid, you're not one of the ones I'm gonna hang around, and I'm gonna figure it out sooner than later. I'm definitely gonna figure it out sooner than later. I sit back and I scope the scene and I see how you act. I see how your mentality is, and I'm like, nah, I'm not dealing with it. I'm not dealing with it. You're not one of the ones that I want to chill with on a regular basis. I might chill with you every now and then, but on a regular basis, nah. Not gonna be one of the ones. Definitely not gonna be one of the ones that I can look to call on if I ever need something.
No, no, absolutely not.
And that, and
And like
that's
I
another thing
said,
too. That's another thing too. These
what?
people realize, oh, if I call on you, I know you're gonna look out. But am I gonna get the same? Am I gonna get the same support if I call on you? Because I will look out. If I got the means, I'll look out. But if I get into a situation, I give you two times. The first time you might not have it on you. You might can't help out. But the second time, I'll holler at you and you can't help out. Okay, I know what it is. You only looking for me to help out, but when it comes for me that need the help, you ain't willing to help out. So nah, the shoe the hand doesn't shake the other hand. So nah, I'm not doing it.
Yeah,
So yeah,
yeah.
like I said, I have no problem helping people out. If I consider you a friend or I consider you family, I have no problem helping you out, especially if I know you out here and you taking care of your business and you need the help. But have the same respect if I ever need the help. Because I know for a fact there's one individual. We don't have to speak for months at a time. I know without a doubt there's one individual and that's the reason why he's my best friend. He's the godfather of my kids. There's one individual that I can call no matter what. I don't care what time of the day it is. I don't care what the reason it is. I can call him and he like, hey, I ain't got it, but I'm gonna help you get it. Or I got it, it'll be there in a couple of minutes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he know it's the same thing for me because I'm that type of individual. If I got it, I have no problem helping you out. Especially if
Yeah,
you
of
say, "Hey,
course.
I need it until later on this evening, or I need it till tomorrow." I have no problem helping you out. That's not, I'm not a selfish individual. I like to help people out, especially the ones that I see that's trying to do for themselves. They just don't have the means. I have no problem helping them out. But if I'm in the same situation, I expect the same respect
Of
because
course. Of course.
if I help you out and you can't help me out, then you're just using me because you know I'm always going to be there. There's no
Yeah.
give and take. It's only take. It's no give and take. It's only take. So
Yeah.
nah,
Only take.
I'm not dealing with those type of individuals. Like I said, we could be acquaintance, but I'm not considering you a friend. I'm not considering you family because
Yeah.
I know I could call my family and they'll help me out. I know they'll help me out.
Yeah. Of course. Of course.
But yeah, like I said, I got to the stage of my life where a lot of nonsense and a lot of bullshit is not gonna fly when it comes to me. I'm not letting a lot of nonsense and a lot of bullshit fly.
Oh
If I
yeah,
see
yeah,
you,
yeah, yeah. And that's not just
if I see you
that's
on
not
that
just in our
bullshit, I'm like,
that's not just in our families or in our communities, social media, whatever. It's just a lot of shit that ain't gonna fly.
yeah. If I see you on that bullshit, I'm not. You're not. I'm not gonna be around you that often. I'll be around you, but I'm not gonna be around you that often. I'm not calling you my brother. I'm not doing none of that because I'm not with the bullshit.
Yeah,
I don't like a lot of drama in my life. Like I said, I mean everybody that knows me that met me or they know me, they know I like to have fun. I'm all about
yeah,
having fun. I don't like arguing. I don't like stress. I don't like none of that. I mean, there's people in this world that like arguing. They like drama. If
yeah. They
drama's
do.
not in their life, they ain't happy. But I'm not one of those ones. I'm the ones that like for life to be what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be peace and joy. That's what I like. That's why I take time where I go fishing, whether it's just me and my grandson or it's me by myself. I go fishing. I just need some of that time to myself where I can just have a peace of mind and enjoy myself.
Yeah, yeah.
I,
I was.
I have no problem. I'll be like, hey, man, you want to go fishing? Be like, yeah, let's go fishing. I take my grandson with me. He'll sit in this passenger seat and we'll go to a lake and go fishing and have a ball. Might not catch nothing, but we'll have a ball, just me and my grandson.
Yeah. Um. And sometimes we need that because, like I said, I'm gonna keep saying it until people can understand. We have to protect our space and our peace, and I'm always going to do that. That's why certain places I'm not going to go, certain people I'm not going to be around. Um, and that's the way it's gonna be, and I'm fine with that. I'm not the guy who feel like he got to be around everybody to get love. I don't have to fucking do that.
Dog,
I don't care
see
about.
this is what pissed me off. Yeah, I just told you about the two dudes that got their car towed,
Yeah.
and they parked over here because they didn't want to have to pay for parking.
Uh huh.
But the dude just pulled out a wad of money out his pocket. I'm like, see that that's
Oh.
that's what you get for being cheap. That's what you get for being cheap. Because the parking lot over there at the for the courthouse don't cost nothing but $2.50 for an hour. You just pulled out a stack out of your pocket, and
Wow.
at the minimum, it was like $300. I just
That's
sat here and
great.
watched you pull out a stack out of your pocket, and you want to be cheap and not pay for parking. Now you got to go pay 175 to get your car back.
Well, that's what people think they can get over.
So that 300 just turned into 125 that he gonna have left in his pocket.
When you could have had more of that in your pocket.
Uh, that
Pay for
that's
the parking.
that's
What's the problem?
that's the stuff that I don't have pity for. I don't have pity for individuals like that. You know you're doing something wrong. You got the money in your pocket to pay for what you need to do. That's just like my cousin. One day we went to the grocery store and the nigga was stealing, and he got caught stealing. And they said, well, we about to take you to jail. He like, nah, I just go ahead and pay for it. The daggone security guard was like, well, if you could pay for it, why you was gonna steal it? He like, oh, because I didn't want to use my money. So you was willing to go to jail because you didn't want to use your money.
Now, how
I was
ignorant is
like,
that?
I was like, yeah, that was dumb. I thought you ain't had no money. That's why you was stealing. I ain't know you had money in your pocket.
I mean,
He like, man, I just didn't want to use my money. I was like, oh.
our, I ain't gonna say our people, but you people
And
better wake up.
you got me sitting in the daggone security room because they think I'm stealing. I ain't had nothing to do with it. I came to the store because you wanted to go to the store. I ain't even got no money in my pocket. I ain't got money in my pocket or no items. I just came to the store because I was with you.
And look, and that looks crazy. You the person with the money. I'm here just for you. Don't
Yeah,
make it
I'm
look like
like,
we both walking in here trying to do something. You the one. That's
right.
why.
Got me looking like I'm about to steal something. I just didn't have the opportunity.
That's another
Nah,
thing
I wasn't
too.
about to steal nothing. I
I
came
can't just
because he wanted to go to the store.
like I can't just go places with people. Like when I used to be with my cousins down south, a lot of them would give me a ride because that's what a lot of family do in the south. They gonna make sure you get to where you're going. But there was a lot of them I used to have to turn down their rides because I knew them niggas was riding dirty.
Yeah.
We get pulled over and you got drugs on you. I don't know that, but it make me look crazy. You got me looking crazy.
Man,
So I
I
used to be
remember that
like,
shit
I can't
happened.
ride with you.
That shit happened to me one time. They asked me to drive the car. We was going to the spot to get some weed, and they asked me to drive because I had a license. So they asked me to drive. So we stopped past the spot to get some weed. They got out, got some weed or whatever. I ain't get nothing. I was just driving. We get pulled over. So the police was like, man, do anybody got anything on them? I was like, man, I ain't got nothing on me. He like, man, we about to search the car and we gonna search everybody. Do anybody got anything on? I said, man, look, I don't know what they got, but I ain't got nothing on me. You can check me all you want. They were like, oh nigga, you just snitched on us. I said, dog, I didn't snitch on y'all. I just said I don't know what y'all got. I don't. I don't know what the hell y'all got. Y'all can have money, y'all can have drugs, y'all can have guns. I don't know what y'all got.
I said, I don't know
I just
what y'all
know
got. I
I ain't
didn't say
got
y'all
nothing.
had anything. I'm saying I don't know what y'all got. Well, we don't have nothing. Okay, but I'm still telling them, all right, that's what I'm telling them. I don't know if they got some or not. I ain't snitching.
I ain't snitch on y'all. They came back. They like, man, this nigga D snitched on us. I said, dog, did any of us get locked up? No. Well then how the hell did I snitch on y'all? Ain't none of us
Stupid.
getting locked up. What are y'all talking about? If I would have snitched, one of y'all have been going to jail. Nah, dog, you got out the car. You talking about some, you ain't know what nobody else had, but you ain't got nothing. Exactly. I said, I
That's
don't
what
know what none of y'all
that's
got.
what I'm supposed to say. I don't know who got what on them. I don't know. I'm not saying they got some. I'm not saying they don't. I don't know. I'm just riding with them. I don't know. Like people be
All
ignorant.
right.
And then the thing is
I
too,
was like, no.
you're not
I
gonna
was
be
like, what?
walking around
I said,
calling me
I
no
said, if y'all
snitch.
feel, I said, if y'all feel that way, then don't ask me to drive no more. Well, we ain't gonna
How
ask you to
about this?
drive no more.
You
Bet.
want to label me? You want to label me a snitch? How about don't be around me? If I'm that, then don't be around me. How
I said,
about that?
don't ask me to drive no more. They said, we're not gonna ask you to drive. I said, and the tow truck guy just came back. He pulled up beside the car and talked to the dude. The dude pointed out another car, and he going right back to the bank. I told you, these niggas
Yo,
got a
why they
little,
keep parking
a
their
little,
car
a
there?
little
Y'all,
setup over here.
look, them tow truck
But
company
I was like, nah.
they gonna make them some money today because everybody just want to park where they ain't supposed to. They gonna make some money today, boy.
Oh no, he do this every day. It's the same tow truck guy.
I'm
He
just
does this
saying
every
though, they
day.
gonna make some money today. Depends on how many cars they tow today. He gonna make some money just in that one parking lot because y'all want to keep
I,
parking there knowing that you ain't supposed to.
I can tell you right now, he probably throughout the day because the courthouse opens up at like 8:45. from 8:45 until the courthouse closed at 5 o'clock, he probably told, I say, anywhere between 10 to 15 cars out of here a day. And if you multiply that times $175 to get your car back, he's making what? If you got 10 cars or something, he making $1,700, 1750 a day
Damn,
at the minimum.
damn. It's hard out here for a pimp. I better start paying attention. I don't want to give 175 up. I don't want to give $50 up. I don't want to give none of that. It's enough to already have to pay for your car when it breaks down on you, and then to pay to get it back. Jesus.
But yeah, nah, that's it. That shit is
Yeah,
crazy.
people, yo, we just gotta. The solution is motherfuckers gotta wake up, man. That's the best solution. Wake up, and they don't want to, and it's cool, but you
Yep.
won't see me be around none of y'all.
He about to get another one.
Like perfect example. When you said, what was the thing you said about um celebrating with the people that subscribe and the people that support you? That's the whole reason of me doing my barbecue. You don't see me have anybody and everybody at the goddamn barbecue. You don't see
Nah.
me post. You don't see me post on social media. Everybody come out and everybody come out and kick it with me. Fuck no. What I look like?
No. A barbecue, when people do barbecues, it's supposed to be, or I ain't gonna say what it's supposed to be, because people do barbecues for whatever they do it for. But
Yeah,
for the most part, mostly people do barbecues and invite people that they want at the barbecue. Unless it's a open barbecue, nine times out of 10, when a person do a barbecue, they invite the people that they want at the barbecue. If I don't invite you, it's because I didn't want you there. Or maybe it slipped my mind. I just didn't remember to invite you. But
hey,
majority of the time it's because they didn't want you there.
yeah. Because I was gonna say, even when I do my events, there might be once like, oh yeah, forgot about this person, but then I'd be like, nah, I don't want you there. I
Yeah,
could
I
be
mean,
cool with you.
most
I
of the
could be
time,
cool with you
I
all I
mean,
want, but it's just certain people. I'd be like, nah, I'm not inviting him or I'm not inviting her. That's not happening.
yeah, I mean, most of the time you invite the people that you want. Every once in a while, a person will slip your mind. You be like, damn, I forgot to invite such and such. Every once
Yeah,
in a while, a person will slip your mind, but for the most part, you're inviting the people that you want. You're not
yeah.
gonna invite
You
nobody.
know who you
I'm
want
not
there.
gonna go out here. I'm not gonna go out here and invite a bunch of my enemies to my barbecue, and then
No,
wonder why things about to kick off.
and you
Nigga, I
have to
just invited
remember,
a bunch of my
everybody.
enemies to my daggone barbecue.
You
Of
can't
course,
mix
something gonna kick off.
you can't mix everybody together.
Hey, got another one.
When you see celebrities do things and they have parties, you think they invite people from their hood? Now they might have some they close people that they are affiliated with that if they work for them, but they ain't inviting their whole damn hood. They're around other celebrities. And the other
You gotta
celebrities,
connect.
you know what I'm
You
saying? They
connect with
ain't
them by
bringing
then.
people from their hood. Like, you gotta make it make sense.
Yeah,
I
I
never
mean,
would
yeah.
go out there and mix every. If you notice at my barbecues, ain't none of my family there. What immediate family? No, the only person y'all ever saw when you came last year was my aunt. I think you got to meet her, and that was about it. You don't see no
I mean,
cousins, you ain't gonna see none of that shit.
like, I mean, it's just like people just ask some of the craziest questions. I'm like,
Yeah.
well, if you wanted it a certain way, why you didn't do it? Why you didn't do it? Why you worried about what I did instead of you just doing your own?
Let me tell
Oh,
you.
D for you should have did it this way. Well, nigga,
No.
you can do your own channel, do it the way you
Well,
want to do it. How you gonna
well,
tell me how to
well,
do my channel?
rather if you talk about a channel, rather if you talk about how I wear my clothes or how I do a cookout, my thing is if you ain't contributing to nothing that I got going on, shut up. That was the
I
one
mean,
thing I put out when I
even
did
if
my
you
barbecue. I said, if you ain't contributing to
even
the
if you
barbecue and you ain't doing nothing, then you have no right to
even
complain. Shut up.
even if you contributing, if you contributing, expect something there to be for you. You ain't gotta expect something to be for everybody.
No, no,
Everybody ain't contribute. You contribute
no.
just as long as I got what you asked for.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, he jumped. Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, that happens, man. And I'm like, yo, Free, you ain't got no candy yams here? Why ain't no candy yams here? I see we got collard greens. I see we got macaroni with the candy yams. Motherfucker, this ain't Thanksgiving. Why didn't you go make some? I'm saying, like, man, these people be weird out here, man. I'm telling you, people are super duper weird. But good morning, everybody. We got about, what, 9 more minutes on here, and then I'm going to get off. I'm going to hit the 3 hour mark. I wasn't expected to be on here this long. My brother D Free that carried me out here for a third hour. Y'all know me. I would have made an hour. I would have made to 9 o'clock and got off. I am trying to get the time up, the watch time. I'm gonna come back later on today. So y'all join me. Make sure you subscribe and not just like, share, but make sure you subscribe and put people on. A couple of interviews I'm gonna be working on to get some people up here, get some of my amateurs up here. I just talked to a young female amateur as I was texting her. Friday we're gonna try to make something happen. So I'm getting ready to get back into interviews, y'all. Just be patient with me and bear with me. I have a lot of more important things that I have to think about outside of YouTube. So y'all just bear with me. Y'all gonna see me do a few things. Oh, my brother dropped off. He'll be back. So yeah. The word of the day was solution. We have to have a solution of everything that you just heard me and my brother D Free talking about, even what I was talking about. There's going to have to be a solution to a lot of this. Some of y'all
Yeah,
behavior some of y'all behavior is crazy. And like you said, Free, about that channel, I would have did it. I would have did the channel like this. I would have asked the person that you interview. I would have asked them, okay, you can get your own fucking channel, get your own questions, and go ask them. But when you're on
yeah,
my show, shut up.
yeah.
And
It's
that's when
just
people get mad.
I just like I've told people this multiple times. Look, this is my channel. I do things the way I want to do it on my channel. You have your channel. You do things the way you want to do it on your
Nothing.
channel. You can't dictate the way somebody conduct their channel. You can give
No.
them advice, and it's up to them to follow their advice or use that advice. But because they do their channel the way they do it is the way they do it. They have the subscribers because their subscribers like what they do. That's the reason why they subscribe to that channel. They like
Oh
what they
yeah.
do. It might not be a channel for you. A
And
channel on
that's cool
YouTube
because
is not for everybody. There's certain channels
even
that's not for me.
Jeff Spark, what up? Even when you look at what I do, it might not be for everybody, and maybe that's why my subscribers are low. Maybe people look and go, "Hey, this ain't for me." He doesn't talk about my favorite fighter. He doesn't talk about my favorite rapper, or he's always here talking about some positive shit that none of us don't want to hear. That's okay. This is why there's different channels. The same reason why there's different restaurants. Hey,
And that's
this
why
restaurant might not be for you. I don't want to eat here. This restaurant don't serve burgers and fries. All it does is serves lobsters and steaks. Well, then you got to go where they serve burgers and fries.
right, just like with BVO. BVO said
You break it up, Free. Okay, he'll come back. He's having a little problem with the service. He'll be back. Like once again, y'all make sure y'all smash that like button. We got a couple of minutes. We're gonna hit the 3rd hour mark, and then I'm gonna come back tonight. I told y'all this week wasn't supposed to be the week. Y'all not even supposed to be seeing me up here. I'm actually supposed to be taking care of my business, but I'm gonna do it while I'm in the house. I'm actually supposed to be taking care of my business outside the house and moving around. And this is the second day I didn't. So that means for the next 3 days I need to be busy, which I am. So not to my lieutenant probably will not be no more than chop up tomorrow. As far as a throwback Thursday with my boxing, I'm gonna try to come back with that Thursday night. So I'm telling y'all, before the year is up, I'm gonna get ready to yeah, get
Oh
back
yeah, my
busy.
bad, my bad.
It's all good,
That
free.
was the wife. That was the wife who called me. But yeah, like when it come to BVO, like BVO said he didn't want any cursing on his channel. So I mean, you got to respect him. The man said he don't want no cursing. So when you come on his platform, don't curse.
Now
That's
you
his
tell
channel.
you take a person and you tell them that. But what you mean, man? I ain't going to that channel. Damn, I can't even say what I want. Man, garbage. Yeah. Man, curse, man.
I mean,
He act like he don't curse. It's not about what he does in his house or whatever. You gotta respect somebody's house because our platform is our house. If you come into our house and we say you got to take off your shoes because you can't walk on the carpet, do you get mad at me about that? What do you mean? I don't want to take my shoes off. Okay, then you can't be here.
yeah. I mean, like when it comes to him, like I said, that's his channel. That's what he want to do. No cursing, bet no cursing. So when
No
I'm on
cursing.
that platform, I make sure I don't curse. If I want to curse, I go in the chat and I curse all in my day, all in the chat. But when
Yeah.
I'm on that platform, I'm not gonna do no cursing because that's what he want for his
We
platform.
all
I
have to
don't.
have some type of
Yeah,
control of what it is that we do on our channels because not just for the subscribers, but I mean, we're living in a time where we don't know what we can do with this social media and how far we can go, and it can change all of our lives. We don't know who's watching, and we don't know who wants to sponsor us. We don't know who wants to give us an endorsement. We just don't know where it will lead to. So we gotta we have to do what we have to do, even if we look like sellouts doing it. Because according to the people, you're trying to be a sellout, you're trying to impress the white man, and it ain't no, we ain't doing none of that, bro. It's rules. It's rules. I got rules. The rules on my channel is nobody can be disrespecting anybody. We all can agree to disagree, but nobody is to disrespect anybody. Nobody is to invite anybody to the Frank stand. None of that crap. We're not gonna have any of that. So if that's rules y'all can't understand, then maybe y'all shouldn't be on YouTube, and maybe y'all shouldn't be subscribed to somebody's channel, or maybe y'all should go get your own thing. See, people like that can't respect rules are the same people who will want to go make a channel, and their channel will be a crash out channel, and then they wonder why when they say or do things, somebody in public gonna want to hurt them. Because y'all not using social media
yeah.
for the right things. Y'all using social media for the wrong things. And this is why y'all dumbasses is getting incriminated. And this is why people are punching you in your face when you go places. Y'all
Right.
don't understand. I'd rather get punched in my face for telling the truth. Go ahead. I'm going to punch you back, though. Because when it's the truth, what can you do? But when you out here just saying anything and everything, that's a tough pill to swallow, baby. So when somebody running down on you, now you want to be like, it's just YouTube. It's just Instagram. I don't understand why people are in their feelings. There's certain things you can't say or do, blood. You just can't. So if a man says no cursing, if a man says no using the N word, if the man says no inviting people to the Frank stand, no putting people down, you have to respect people's houses because our platform is our house. This is our home. Not because we do our lives in our home. It doesn't matter. I could do my platform outside, sitting in the park right now. It's still my home and my platform. So if I say no inviting nobody to the Frank stand, no using the N word, no disrespecting each other, but this is social media, is YouTube. What the fuck does that got to do with respect? You got to
Right.
respect another man.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's
that's
that
what I
simple.
said. I can't tell nobody how to run their daggone channel. They run their channel the way they want to. They built their subscribers based off how they run their channel. So who I say, no, you can't do this. No, that
Oh,
doesn't work for them.
free. If I was you, I'll do your I do your sports channel like this and that. No, you can't tell me you can't tell me whatever. Go get your own channel and then you can show me what you're doing. Oh, I can voice my opinion, man. I don't want to hear about your opinion. I ain't asked you to voice your opinion. Whatever you feel like I ain't doing, or if I'm not asking certain questions, go get your own channel. Go get that same person that you see me interview. Then you do it the way you want. But until you do it, shut up.
Right, right.
It's that simple. You can't
It's
come
just
up here
crazy.
trying to tell me how to do it. Listen, no. I created this channel myself. Yes, my subscribers made it possible for me to keep going live because they keep coming through to support me. But I'm not gonna have you tell me, or I would have asked this, I would have asked that, or free. I would have had this guest up there. I would have had this guest. No, it don't work like that.
Right.
I can't stand people like that. That irritates me. You know, it is what it is. We done hit our third hour mark, y'all. I will be coming back tonight. Um, I want to come back tonight free, but I'm gonna try to come back before everybody else goes because I'm sure a few people are going on tonight. Um, I want to probably come back about 6. Um, we're gonna talk some boxing, but it ain't gonna be what we're gonna. There's a topic that we're gonna get on. Um, everybody's on the topic already, but I want to get your opinion on it. I guess the return of Earl Spencer, who we think he should take on. I know everybody's on that topic, but I want to do it just a little different, and I want to get your opinion on it. And I want to come back. What do you really? I don't want to talk about it now, but I'm going to tell you an opponent that came up, and I want you to tell me what you think about it, and then we'll bring some other opponents up. But as far as Earl Spence and Tim Tszyu,
Okay.
so we'll come back. I'll do that. Is BVO on tonight?
Yeah, he should be on tonight at 8:05.
Okay, so I'll make sure I gotta cut it short. Well, I'll cut it off just before he gets on. All right, Free, tell Mrs. Free and your daughter, man, I hope everything will be all right with them and there won't be no issues after all this.
Yeah, everything gonna be straight. I
'Cause
ain't worried about that.
I don't want you to have to put a bullet in nobody and then I got a phone call. You're not gonna see Free no
See,
more. I don't want that.
this is the legal steps that we taking, and then anything after that is his fault because we doing it the legal way. So
Because you know what? People don't follow that piece of paper. They be like, it's just a piece of paper. And I'm like, okay, you can, but are you ready for the
you
consequences?
ain't gotta follow the piece of paper. Just know anything happens by you not following a piece of paper, the law is on my side because I got paperwork. So
Free
you violated the
said,
paperwork.
he
So
said, anything after that, the law's on my side.
yeah.
Hey,
So
just promise me
I
something.
ain't tripping.
Just promise me something. You will not first 48 nobody while you're out there, sir.
I'm not going to first 48 a single person because first 48 is a bunch of criminals. So I ain't doing nothing criminal. My stuff is going to be legal. Like I
Yo,
said,
I
the
ain't got
law
time
will be on
for
my
it,
side.
yo. Go subscribe to this fool's channel, my man D Free. Subscribe to my channel, subscribe to BVO, subscribe to Miss Fields, Tay Tay, everybody that's out there doing something, man. Love y'all. We'll be back at 6 p.m. tonight to speak about Earl Spence versus Tim Tszyu and some other opponents at 54 that might be available for him. Free, I'm gonna catch you. Love y'all. Y'all know what it is. It's the No Doug Zone podcast. Let's go.
Peace.